Between the girls and the jewelry, the devil try and lure me. If you or me, Jesus walks with me. My pastor shaking his head, he ain't sure me, but surely. Then he asked, do you say your prayers at least 2 a week? I ain't talking to God, I know what I've been doing, G. Do you know how I'd be embarrassed? My prayers sound like Ben Stiller's on Meet the Parents. The good life. But only I could come up with some shit like this. Puff, puff, they say going crazy, and we seen this before. But I'm doing pretty good as far as geniuses go. And I'm doing pretty hood in my pink polo. Nigga, please, how you gonna say I ain't no low head?
Is it because of what happened to your mom and dad that you're telling these lies? You told the worst kind of a lie there is, maybe. The lie of self-deception.
Sorry.
Together they would travel on a boat with billowed sail. Jackie kept a lookout perched on Puff's gigantic tail.
Hey!
Noble kings and princes would bow whenever they came.
I'ma touch the sky.
Pirate ships would lower their flags when Puff roared.
I'm going on an aeroplane.
The magic dragon lived by the sea.
The good life.
And frolicked in the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu.
And now they're making Ghostbusters with only women. What's going on?
Welcome to Barbie's world, where you can dream of anything. Take the ride in the coolest car. Beep, beep. And visit the dreamiest house on the block. Set off on a camping adventure. And have a cook-off challenge. Let's spend a day on the boat. Slide race. Time for the fashion show.
Barbie Dream World. Well, hey everybody, how are you? It's Ethan Van Sciver, and this is Comic Artist Pro's Secrets. World's most charming, disarming, elegant, eloquent, and yet humble man. Great big Sopranos fan, trusted member of the media. Gotta get used to this new camera right there. It's gonna look a little different. It might unnerve you guys a little bit. I'm not sure how I feel about it. I might have to try and get another camera. But it's letting a lot of light in. Or maybe it's just coming from me. Maybe this is my light. Maybe it is my aura that the camera cannot deal with. How are you guys? How are you guys in the chat? Let me take a look and just acknowledge you all. We got Christopher Goree here. We got Gene C. Alicia. Marcus C. is here, and Chad Townsend as well. The great Chad Townsend. Terrific artist and a great guy. Texas Mofo is here. And he says, StreamYard's broke again. Chat is frozen. That was happening yesterday too, and I couldn't tell if it was happening just on my end or if it was happening with everybody, but turns out that it was happening with everybody. That is annoying. Also, I've been told I'm having audio problems, but I think I fixed them. I just turned up my mic. Let me see. Bar Stewart's here. Fantastic. Doug35. Hello, my friend. Ralph Mack also. This is going to be a good time, I guess. I hope so. Just Kevin Ryan says, a long time no see. Yeah, I know. It seems like it's been like almost perhaps 24 hours. You're glowing, says What Geeks Do Network. I know. It's weird. I don't understand what to do about it. I mean, I could just sort of, I want to, but it's nothing to, what if I did this? What if I, it's just letting too much light in. I'm not sure. Insta360 might be a better web camera. Really? Okay, let me check into that. All right. Rachel Brinkley says, that poster behind you is badass, Ethan. Well, which one, Rachel? Is it the one over there or the one, like, over there? Like, which one is bad? I think they're both badass, but that one over there is Kelsey Shannon's Black Light poster, and it is the baddest of ass. It's really cool. American Hopper. Kevin Dory says, is there fog or smoke in the office? No, not this time. Remember when the cops had to come? The fire department had to come because the, whatchamacallit detector went off? What if they didn't catch it? Lethal Diva's here. The way you get the chat to start working again, if it stops from top chat to live chat and back, yeah, I know, but it was happening that way for everybody. It wasn't just me. It was an actual epidemic, disastrous problem. Let me try something here. That was happening with the internet. People are saying, clean the camera. See if that works. No, that made it worse. Now there's a sunbeam coming down right on my head. I can't. I don't know what to do, guys. I'm sorry. I don't like the sunbeam at all either. Maybe that'll go away over time. Actually, it does look a little bit better, though. Minus the sunbeam, it looks like it's a little bit darker. Wow, thank you, Eric Winberg, for $5. He says, E, you are the streaming machine. Be sure to put the link out. Oh, I did. I put the link out. I put it out on Twitter and said, everybody come in here. It's going to be fantastic. I was just looking at YouTube and seeing what was up with YouTube. First and foremost, the fact that you guys turned on me over my Barbie review is making SJWs very happy. There are a ton of videos from a bunch of actual fandom style channels. Ethan Van Sciver destroyed by his own. Ethan Van Sciver dares to express an opinion, and his chat and fandom eats him alive. Holy shit. All over Barbie. So stop doing that. And stop. If you're going to do it to me in private. Don't make these guys happy. It's ridiculous. All right, hold on a second here. Let me get the let me get the link to this. They're so happy every time. I mean, every single time there's any bit of conflict, they get excited that this is the end of Comicsgate. Hold on. Back Cyberfrog 3 here. I'll put the link there. Yeah, don't make these people happy. You can make me miserable, but do it in a way that they don't see. Okay. Yeah, do it in private, please. We got a $10 super chat from Christopher Goree, who says, "Good sir, YouTube, YT are my 10 super chat last night. YouTube are my 10 super chat last night. Just wanted to say it felt..." Hold on a second here, because maybe I'm reading this wrong. Let me post it so other people can review my work. "Good sir, YouTube are my 10 super chat last night. Just wanted to say it felt like OGCG the past couple of nights. Very fun. I promise not to call you Ethan Van Simone anymore. X." Thanks. Trump Swain, Heather Swain, 2024, Comics Gay for Life. Oh, thanks, Christopher Gorey. I appreciate it. Lethal Diva goes, "We didn't turn on you. Most people are having fun." Well, have fun in private. Stop. You got to see these. Do we have to look at this? I got to show you guys how excited you make people. Horrible people. If I look up my name, maybe I'll get it. Ethan Van Sciver. Horrible, horrible people. You don't want to make these people rejoice. You know you're doing something wrong. Now, I'm always doing everything right, okay? Always. So I know it's not my fault. It's got to be you guys. Or them, I don't know. Maybe I'll blame them. This is the search results. So first of all, you've got my video, Man, I like Barbie, and there's an arrow pointing to trans Barbie. And then there's Comics Gay Kings, which somebody should clip. Texas Mofo, if you're watching, there's a sequence in there where I have Alan Moore cut a promo against Eric July because people keep saying that, like, Jack Kirby would beat your ass. Like, comic book professionals would punch you in the face if they ever saw you. So I actually cut a pretty good promo. Let me see. It was good. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Somebody clipped to it. Right here. Yeah.
"It'll be soon, but not tonight, Eric July. I'm not quite ready. Though my nights are sleepless, I still dream."
So this is me performing as Alan Moore, cutting a promo about how Alan Moore wants to beat up Eric July, which he doesn't. But comic book, then that's Jack Kirby back there. Look at him. He's kind of like the little guy who's kind of bouncing all over the big dog. Like, "Yeah, you tell him, Alan, you tell him." And this is Alan Moore cutting a promo wanting to beat Eric July's ass.
"Eric July, I dream of that ass. I won and lost many things in my career. Championships, blood."
And he's got Jack to his left right there, his backup.
Oh, that's Jack. Is like
Jack's
there,
talking
like,
right now.
Yeah. Jack's like, yeah, Jack. No, Jack's like, you tell him, Alan.
"I lost many things in my career. Championships, blood. I never, ever main evented at San Diego Comic-Con. This is my chance. My last chance, Eric July. In my way, there's a man. And that man has my gold.
That man has my gold.
To the Eisner Awards. He may be the game. You may be the champion. You may be the best in the independent comics.
It looks like he's actually
today,
saying it.
Eric July. I should know. But you are no Alan Moore. You are no Jack Kirby. And you never will be."
That's awesome. All right, so anyway, clip that whole thing. I'd like to make that a little mini video. I like it. All right, look at this. Hold on. Scrolling down. Ethan Van Sciver. Oh, that's not negative. Oh. Ethan Van Sciver, comic book artists on anime fans. All they want is tentacle porn. That's not positive. Hold on. What the fuck? It's true, though. Where are the articles? Where are the videos? Oh, here we go. Ethan Van Sciver loves Barbie. This is Nerdettes Newsstand. Nerdettes Newsstand celebrating the idea that you guys have turned on me. This is terrible. Let me see. Oh, anti-SJW Ethan Van Sciver gets trashed by community for liking Barbie film. Echo chamber incels. I don't know. Why don't you guys tell me? Terrible. Look at me holding up a Barbie. They love it. They watch our stuff all the time, and they just can't wait to find like conflict and anything so they can make videos. Imagine making videos about me. I mean, I'm making videos about other people. Imagine making videos about me. All right, hold on a second here. Let me catch up with you guys. Christopher Goree, wow, thanks for $2. Sorry for the typo. YouTube ate my super chat last night. No biggie. Oh, thank you for sending me another super chat, though. I appreciate that. It's great. Hate farmers. Yeah, these guys are out there just cultivating hate, farming drama, sowing wild dissent. And here we are, we're just the people, the good people of the community. And they're trying to feed us their crops, but their crop is crap, and we don't want it. We don't want any of their crop. From Tim Pool to the Barbie pool, says Kevin Ryan. I wonder how Tim Pool felt about that movie. Vic RIP says, you have a big brain. I do. It's enormous. Nerdette is a hat group. She is the leader, the ringleader of a hat group. It is ridiculous and terrible. Oh, I like this. It's really more like hate hydroponics. Thank you, Simon. Thank you. Yes, it's hate hydroponics. RP says, I really don't care if EVS is gay or straight. Well, that's nice. I appreciate that. But my wife cares. In fact, I care if I'm gay or straight. I have I'm invested in that. So I'm glad that you don't, but I do. EVS used to be known for pies. What happened? I don't know. EFAPing EFAPers who EFAP EFAPers is the new EFAPing. I think I might have to start doing that. Here's Mike Partico. Oh, God. You're not alone in being movie shamed, Ethan. I take so much crap whenever I tell people The Last Jedi is... Mike. Jay Dollarstein says, I do. I hope you're gay. Well, I'm not gay. I'm just not, dude. Listen, if I was gay, I'd be gay. There'd be no worry about that. Not worried about it at all. Look, I'm the type of guy who will come out and say, yeah, the Barbie movie was good. To you guys. I'll say that to you guys. Think I would hide anything else from you? It's ridiculous. Was it the water that did it, EVS? You think this is full of atrazine? Chemical homosexuality. Delicious. It's Mick Jagger's 80th birthday. By the way, 7 of 9 says, I'm glad you're not gay. 7 of 9 is gay. Oh, I can't win. It's nothing I can do. Wazagir says, currently reading and enjoying Blood Honey. So I had my aunt and uncle and all of my cousins. They'd be cousins. Come over. They want to know what to call me, like Cousin Ethan. I'm like, call me Uncle Ethan. Everybody calls me Uncle Ethan. I don't want you to call me second cousin or whatever, cousin once removed. Whatever that is. Don't call me that. Just call me Uncle Ethan. These guys are so excited about Cyberfrog. They all came over and they're just like brimming with questions. This one little boy says, who is my Aunt Lori's daughter's daughter. Son, I mean. He goes, can I watch you draw? And I go, no. Just like that. And he was kind of taken aback by that. He's a little kid, He would have, I think he would have liked to have been inspired by me. Donor Watch Studio says, will you host a Barbie tea party for the Fans Fest? Why not? If you guys want. Caution time for $10. Ethan, you need to see Indy 5. Don't believe any of the angry reviews. It's a brilliant social commentary from the perspective of 80-year-old men who hate their female hospice workers. It's on our side. That's funny. I can't see it. Listen, I would love to see it. That's one movie that I'm really tempted to see. I will not watch that movie because I will not watch that movie because it's Disney. I just won't do it. But that is funny. Yeah, he's just like, I want to watch you draw. I'm like, no. And then they told me that, like, he's been drawing. Like, last time he was here for our Memorial Day picnic, I really inspired him. Like, he's been drawing Muhammad Ali drawings. Like, he's drawing a comic book sequence of Muhammad Ali's fight. He's really hoped that I would sort of mentor him. And I said no. And I mean it. I wouldn't do that. Don't come down here and watch me draw. Either man Skyver crushes. You can use the pool, but either man, either man Skyver crushes child's dreams. More at 11. Yeah, I don't know. It just wasn't damn kids being all annoying and stuff with their childlike wonder. Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, look, who knows? Everybody's interested in something as long as he's drawing. And I did have a talk with him afterwards, and I tried to listen. I think I understand that I could be inspirational to people. I did give him a little bit of a pep talk, so that's just fine. All right. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. No, what was I talking about? Where did that come from, and where was it going? It was going somewhere. I don't remember. Shit. I had a thread from that. Chaotic Frosty says, Ethan, turn the sunbeam down just a little bit. Yeah, I wish I could. I don't know. I don't know what's up. Have Kelsey Shannon set him straight on life, says Christopher Gorey. Richard Gradwell says, so why wouldn't you for a family member? Well, here's the real reason. Because he said, can I watch you draw? So in other words, he'd come and sit over my shoulder while I was drawing at my desk, which to me sounds horrible. I don't want anyone watching me draw. I feel like I need to talk to them. I can't focus on my work. The work goes so slowly anyway, and I don't want to speed it up for the sake of being entertaining to somebody, to an audience. I don't want to do that. I want to take my time, and I want to be undistracted. Travis Parrick says, Ethan, since you enjoyed the Barbie movie so much and you love comics, I'm sending you all 63 issues of the Barbie comics that Marvel published in the 90s. Thank you. I will put them in the fireplace for safekeeping, but absolutely go and do that. Kevin Ryan says, Ethan, just do a sketch for him. Yeah. But draw streams are booming, says Heavy Merlin. Meh. Do a quick sketch. Meh. And you explained that to him, and he should be cool and understand that, says Madness and Victory. Yeah, I guess so. Starting to think I'm getting grouchy in my old age. I just want to sleep, and I don't want little children watching me draw. I know, I'm like Willy Wonka in a lot of ways. Like, this is a factory. It's magical. I feel like I employ lots of midgets. And, I don't, people don't need to see the magic. I'm down here creating things. That's how it is. All right. Speaking of creating things, back in the old days, back in the days when we let Muslims fly airplanes over New York City without any suspicion, without looking askew in their direction, askance. There was the X-Men, and the X-Men was Grant Morrison. Grant Morrison got the job on the X-Men. I was pretty excited about it because I saw it in previews, and even though I was working at DC Comics and I was a newbie over at DC at the time, I was excited. I liked Frank Quitely's artwork. I enjoyed his work on The Authority. I think that's what he had drawn before that, and I thought it was really good. And here he is going over and working on X-Men, which is a property that I really cared about. I kind of looked at that in the previous catalog. I liked what I saw. I thought it looked really different and really cool. Next thing you know, I get invited, in a roundabout way, to work on that book as the fill-in artist. And it was a really good learning experience. Now, I was looking at YouTube, and it turns out that Grant Morrison, there's this wonderful video here that I wanted to watch with you guys. And the reason why I want to watch it is because they used my artwork. This is coming from Marvel Entertainment. This is Marvel's YouTube channel. And they used my artwork as the thumbnail for this video, which is interesting. And some of you are saying maybe they did that as kickback for your Barbie review. No, that's not true because Marvel belongs to Disney. And this is a month ago. This has nothing to do with the Barbie review. Anyway, Grant Morrison and Jonathan Hickman talk X-Men in the 2000s. X-Men 60 Uncanny Years. I want to watch this. I kind of zoomed through it a little bit, but I think I want to watch this with you.
Outcasts, mutants. My dream, my vision, is for humans and mutants to coexist in peace and prosperity.
Oh, look at that.
But rather than being accepted for who they are, mutants are feared and oppressed. But here, with Cerebro, I can find them and teach them to use their abilities for good. Humankind is evolving, and these are the stories of that evolution.
Let me see. Frank Hernandez says, I will make my Cyberfrog toy drop kick a Barbie toy. Okay, please do that. That would be a good idea.
For 60 years, you've read their tales. And tonight, we celebrate them. To me, my X-Men.
That was great. Your boy Zach, when he was on Twitter, one time he said, to me, my incel army. On Twitter, he tweeted that out, and it drove everybody crazy. Mags and Heather Antos and all those people, they retweeted that and said, see? Look at that. Yep. Yeah. Yes. Look at all these different eras of X-Men.
Since the turn of the century, the X-Men have evolved over and...
I know this guy, Ryan Penagos. Where do I know him from? Did he used to work at Wizard? I feel like he used to work at Wizard.
Over again.
He's got some product in his hair today. He's got some product in his hair, but not in his beard.
From blockbuster films, multiple cartoons and games, and some of the biggest and boldest moves in comics with secondary mutations, deaths, returns, cutting-edge looks, and a host of world-shattering events. Which brings us all the way up to the modern Krakoan era, which started with 2019's House of X and Powers of 10, an event that continues to have lasting effects on the X-Men. You know, whether it was Exiles scratching my itch for great what-if stories and deep-cut X-Men tales, or...
I think if you have like an untrimmed beard, you should not use the expression scratching my itch.
New X-Men slaughtering,
no offense,
mutating, and rewiring both mutants and my brain, or witnessing creators tear it up firsthand during my years here at Marvel, it's been a killer 2 decades. And I am so excited to be joined here to talk about these exciting and dynamic eras of X-Men with Grant Morrison, writer of New X-Men, among many incredible works. Hello, Grant.
How you doing? Nice to meet you.
You too. And Jonathan Hickman, writer of House of X, Powers of 10, X-Men, and the man of a million notebooks. Hi, Jonathan.
Hey, bud. How you doing?
Good. All right. Welcome, everybody. Very excited.
Now, I never worked with Jonathan Hickman. I've indeed never met him. But I did work with Grant Morrison. So my biggest problem with Grant Morrison is his accent, trying to interpret what he's saying. He's got a thick Scottish brogue, and, you know, it's going to be difficult to understand him. He's got a thick Scottish brogue, and I got a thick New Jersey penis.
Excited. We'll start with you, Grant.
Sure.
You come to Marvel and then to the X-Men at the beginning of the 21st century. We've just as Ultimate Universe is taking off, as Marvel Knights is rocking, as many characters and series are getting all kinds of new shines. What was your goal with New X-Men?
Well, I mean, as you say, it was a really, really exciting time. You know, Marvel was kind of in decline, and then suddenly Joe came in, and that whole team came in and brought us all in at that moment. And we were just given carte blanche to actually revamp this whole thing. And it was so exciting. There was so much energy. And I think everything came out of that energy, really, you know, the sense of the freedom of it. So my goal with X-Men was really to, first to make it more contemporary, because I thought it deserved to be moved into the 21st.
Can anybody do an accent like this? Deserved? Can anybody, like, imitate this? think it deserved.
Century, it was the turn of the millennium. It seemed that we needed a kind of new way to look at these things. And it's X-Men had been very much a superhero comic for a long, long time. And it was about superhero battles, and the costumes were very much superhero.
Mark Miller could imitate this, pretty well. Mark Miller doesn't like Grant Morrison. No, Grant Morrison doesn't like Mark Miller. I don't know if Mark cares about Grant, like more of that. Grant Morrison found Mark Miller. He was just like a nobody. He was just a kid, snot-nosed kid. Grant Morrison took him in under his wing and just sort of, did what I should have done to the kid who was in my studio. I should have taken him under my wing and taught him a thing or two. Well, Grant did that for Mark Miller. And since then, Mark Miller has surpassed him in every single way. It must really bother Grant that it's like he doesn't have a movie, and Mark can walk into any Hollywood office he wants and get a movie made instantly because he's had hit after hit after hit after hit. He's worth millions and millions and millions of dollars. I don't think Grant is. And it's all because he reached out to help someone. It's amazing. It's nice of him. Turn the captions on? Okay, I will. That'll probably help. Here we go.
Hero things, but I saw the potential to turn it into more of a science fiction story, because I thought that was the original power of the X-Men. It was kind of the science fiction one in the team. It was the guy with the school, and they all wore school uniforms. They all wore the same thing. They weren't superheroes like Spidey or Thor or those guys. So I think just going back to that original and treating it as what would this be like in the modern day? If they're not superheroes, what are the X-Men? And my idea was that they're rescue and emergency team for the mutants and mutant culture worldwide. And it's not just about fighting battles all the time. It's about helping people and, bringing people from danger into the safety of the school. So it was very much that.
Such a good idea. It's an amazing idea.
Was the approach was to how can we update everything, keep it the same, but change everything. Suddenly it's not a superhero slugfest comic. It's about science fiction. It's about culture. But it's still the X-Men. It's still Jean and Scott and everyone we know.
See, like his idea isn't gay. Like now, the X-Men is a drag show on a giant catwalk where the X-Men dress up and go to parties. Grant kind of said, well, they're gonna be fashionable in their school uniforms, so they're made of Kevlar, big heavy Kevlar jackets, but they're a mutant rescue team. So when they hear that there's a mutant out there that needs trouble, that's in trouble, then they need the X-Men. The X-Men are going to go save that mutant and fight whatever threat there is. So there's action, there's adventure, there's excitement there. It's kind of true to what Stan and Jack kind of did when they started the X-Men. And it's not gay like the X-Men is now. So it's brilliant.
Yeah, which is great. I remember being in my Greenpoint apartment in Brooklyn and having 114 and on and reading those books and being like, what the hell? I love this, but what the hell? It was great because I, grew up on the X-Men superhero stuff, which is cool. We have that, on and on. And like Jonathan, what you're doing has been in similar and very different ways. But going backwards, Jonathan, do you remember the first X-Men or even X-related comic you read? And how did that shape your own creative direction as a writer?
I went back and looked because I was trying to figure it out. I remember I was on vacation in 1980 with my family down at the beach, and I went to a 7-Eleven or something like that, and I don't remember what issue it was, but it has to be. It was during the Dark Phoenix saga because it was 80, but it was I don't know, it's got to be 135, 136, something like that, and it was that book at its kind of height, and it was getting ready to go on a run that was pretty unreal. So I think anybody that's
okay, back to Grant. Thank you. Thanks.
My age or around my age, or whatever that got to kind of eat that Claremont Byrne run when they were at their height. It's to say it's formative. Sure, but
holy shit.
I was looking around. I thought, well, if I can't use Colossus, he's off doing something else somewhere else in another book, or else he'd just died recently. I'd forgotten the exact status he was in at the time, but we couldn't use him. And I wanted someone with super hard skin. And I thought, what can I do? And then I'm thinking about Emma Frost, and I really loved the character of Emma Frost. And I thought of, well, she's kind of the Ice Queen, you know, she's all white stuff. She wears dresses in white, and she's got the white hair. And I think it would be really cool. And the fact that she's kind of an upper class kind of woman, if I tie her into the notion of diamonds and give her diamond skin, then I can have an alternative to Colossus, but with Emma Frost. So it kind of combined the desires to have both of those characters into one character, and that's really all it came out. It was to solve a narrative problem because I couldn't use Colossus, but in the end I think it added something quite interesting, because then it allowed us to say that, well, there can come a moment almost like a puberty in a mutant's life where suddenly it happens again, something else happens, a new extension of the power might emerge. And I thought that just opened up a whole bunch of story possibilities that were really interesting. And you could use it if you wanted, and you'd use it if you didn't have to use it if you didn't. So it was an interesting way of looking at them, I thought.
Yeah, Grant was the guy who made it so that Emma Frost turned into diamond hard skin. And it was like a secondary mutation. Like, she didn't used to have that. So he had this possibility that all of these X-Men were going to mutate other powers eventually. Again, brilliant. What do you have to say to that, Jonathan Hickman?
Well, purely happened because I couldn't use another character.
I mean, sometimes that's just how it works. I'm sure, Jonathan, you've had similar situations.
Yeah, did you?
Sure, but I don't know that I can think of an example that is
back to Grant.
A more perfect thing for a character that happened out of a plot / narrative solve, like Emma Frost becoming.
Shush.
And before, especially something like the X-Men, which is or the Marvel Universe in itself is pretty coherent. You know, it's not like some of the other comic book universes, which are much wilder and they came from a much more kind of spread out place. But certainly with Marvel, it's super coherent. And I think part of the immersive nature and of the love that people have for the characters is because they have built on it. There's no big retcons, there's not big changes. They do have a history. And I think it's really important for us.
See, some people have stuff to say, and other people don't have anything to say. And don't put the people who don't have anything to say on camera and make them talk. Please don't. You can get Grant to talk because he's a very thoughtful guy. Like, Grant is in his head all the time. And he thinks about these things. He's not copying off of anyone. He's receiving messages from fucking Saturn's moons. He takes so much LSD, this guy. And he just sits around and waits for messages. In fact, the aliens came, he said, and took him to Saturn once. The aliens came and took him to Saturn. And because of that, like, he's got a lived life experience. He said the aliens told him some stuff there. I can't remember what he said that they told him, but they told him something. Let's take a look and see. Now, Grant Morrison, great guy. Let's take a look at a Grant Morrison lecture, shall we? Here we go. This is a Grant Morrison lecture.
Here we are! Right! Fuck, man. I'll tell you, when I was a kid, I read Robert Anton Wilson and all this shit, and here we are, we're standing here, we're talking about this shit, and it's real. Okay, I'm pissed, and in half an hour I'm going to come up on drugs, so watch for it. I guess, I don't know, is there any practicing magicians in the audience? Put your hand up if we got any. Yeah, come on, bold. A few. Okay, by the time we finish this, you're all going to...
This is the Church of Satan, right?
Be practicing magicians. This shit's easy, right? I'm like you. Basically, why are we here, right? Why are we here at this thing? What's this all about? And by the way, this is a Scottish accent. So, reset the filters and pretend it's Sean Connery talking to you, okay? 007. Right. So if you can follow me, I'm just going to talk the way I talk, and fuck you if you don't understand me. The deal is this.
Yes.
I've been writing this comic for the last 6 years, and the weird thing was, like you, like everyone here, we're trying to figure what's going on. Why do we feel different? Why don't we fit into this world? Why do we think that they're not telling us the truth? So I went out and I read Robert Anton Wilson's books when I was 20 years old, which is 20 years ago now. And I figured, is this guy bullshitting me? He says we can talk to aliens, we can talk to people from Sirius. Is he talking crap?
See, I told you. Travis Parrick says aliens equal demons. Yeah, thank you for $2, Travis Parrick.
He said Aleister Crowley's got methods for contacting alien intelligence and for changing the world. Is he talking crap? So I did it. And no, he's not talking crap. Right? And we can...
You understand? Devil worshippers here.
all do it. And this is by way of trying to demolish the counterculture and replace it with something useful. We're just going to start.
You're going to learn more about Saturn, don't worry.
See where we get to. When I started doing The Invisibles, which is a comic book for people who haven't seen the thing, it's a comic book which is kind of my attempt to explain what happened to me after I'd been abducted by aliens in Kathmandu in 1994. And the only reason I was abducted by aliens in Kathmandu in 1994 is because I went to Kathmandu in 1994 to be abducted by aliens.
So, he was abducted by aliens in 1994 by Kathmandu. And that's what, if you guys are reading The Invisibles, that's what this is about.
And it works, right? And these fuckers, they will turn up. And what they told me was this, and they tell everyone the same bullshit, but it's in different perspectives. It's from different nervous systems. It seems to be filtered through everyone's own view of the world, but they keep telling us the same shit. So I met these guys. I'm sitting in the roof garden of the Vajra Hotel in Kathmandu.
Yeah.
And I was doing tons of dope.
Where's Kathmandu? Does anybody know? Mike Partika says he couldn't get into The Invisibles. Well, that's because you weren't in Kathmandu, waiting to get abducted by aliens. All right, here we go.
But
how long ago was this? 2004. Like something like that.
In my defense,
Nepal? Okay.
I do like a quarter of dope a day. And I've been doing it since 1990. So I know this shit, and as you all know, everyone out there who's ahead and who knows what I'm talking about, you don't hallucinate, right? If you go to the garage, it's the fucking garage. If you go to the 7-Eleven, it's the fucking 7-Eleven. You might be stoned, you might be picking up lots of interesting little bits and pieces that you don't normally get when you're straight, but you know what's real and you know what's not real. So, as I say, in my defense, man, I was loaded. But this was the end of a week in which I'd been loaded every single day, and I'm sitting up there in the roof garden, and suddenly these fuckers arrive. And they arrive en masse, and they look exactly like Terence McKenna described. Why is that?
Wow.
Because I just read Terence McKenna a year before. What they told me was they took me out of my body. I wasn't in my body anymore. This doesn't normally happen with hash. This happens on DMT, or it happens on ketamine or something, right?
Ketamine.
I'm on hash, a tiny little bit, size of a lentil, and I start tripping, and I'm out of my body. And these fuckers are there, and they said, "Where do you want to go?" The first thing I said was Alpha Centauri, which is the first thing you would say, of course.
So these aliens, they took him to Alpha Centauri.
And they took me to Alpha Centauri, and it's fucking real. It's there. There's 3 suns. The whole thing was moving exactly as we're told it's supposed to move astronomically. And I'm there, and I said to them, "Well, what the hell's going on here?" As you might. And they said, "We've come to tell you this stuff so that you can put it in your work and explain it to the world." Right? Why do they always say that to everyone? Why do they always tell everyone to go out and tell the world what's going on, and everyone tells us the same shit? So these things, I met them, and what they were was like silver, like those things you get in rave videos, basically silver morphing mercurial blobs of chrome that think. And they took me to the 5th dimension.
Up and away. What do you guys think? Johnny Skinwalker says it's not Nepal, it's nipples. They took his nipples. Ralph Mack says they took his virginity. Interesting. MC says happens to me all the time. Christopher Goree says he'd have been a cool Lex Luthor. Yeah, I guess so. He looks too friendly to be Lex Luthor.
And the 5th dimension is outside space and time, and they explain to me what time is all about. The universe we live in is designed to grow larvae, right? You don't have to believe, I'm just setting the story here. They explained to me that Beyond space and time, we have our actual selves. These things that we're experiencing right now are sections through time. Everyone in here is a section through time. But in actual fact, you're not experiencing your real body. What is your real body? Your real body is a process that starts when you're born and it moves forward until you die. That is you. Seen from outside, that's what you look like. You look like a gigantic centipede spread around all the little things that you always do, up and down through your house, up the stairs, down to the store, back. And it's a centipede. It's us, right? It starts as a little baby and it comes out your mother's womb and it gets bigger. And that is the process in time. Like I say, we're experiencing sections now, so we don't spend a lot of time thinking about this. But think of ourselves as processes through time, which is what we actually are. We all know we were 12. We all know we were 10 years old. Where is that? Point to it. Show me that you at 10 years old, and yet you were there. So these things said to me, this is what's going on.
Jingo as Pig says, come on, Ethan. If you hadn't worked with this guy, you'd be clowning on him like crazy. Madness and Victory says, that explains the hyper times, balls in the flash. Yeah, this guy's got a lot of ideas, though. A lot of ideas. Snafu says, he's kind of right, the soul he is describing. Some of you are getting it.
We use time to grow larvae, because outside space and time you can't grow anything because it's timeless. Nothing grows. What you want to do, if you want to make one of these higher dimensional beings who's actually us already, is you grow it in time. So you make a universe. And how you make a universe is you plug a little part of yourself into the information world that they live in, which is what I seem to be experiencing. It's a sea of pure information.
Yeah.
And they exist in that, but there is no time. Time is part of that, but this is the fifth dimension. It's time, space, breadth, depth, plus. And they said to me, the universe you live in, the world you're living on, is a larvae. Every single one of us here is the same thing. There's no distinction. All we do, we don't understand what we are. And they explained to me, if you got a two-dimensional field, say, flat plane, you stick your hand through it, there's one hand there, but if you stick your hand through a two-dimensional plane and there's two-dimensional entities who live on there, they will see 4 circles, right? 4 distinct, completely different circles. But no, it's the one hand. Every one of us in here is the same fucker. We're all the same thing, according to these weirdos. And what we are is intersected. Thank you. I'm glad someone agrees. What we are is intersections through 4D space-time. So, yeah, I look like this. I stop here. No, I don't stop here. I've been here for, what, 5 minutes now? Where was that guy who was here 5 minutes ago? Right, where is he? Point to him. Right there. But he was existed. You all saw him. I saw you 5 minutes ago. Where is that guy? So this led me, and obviously, up some very strange alleyways.
Don't spoil your beard,
these things explain to me that, as I say, the universe is some kind of larval entity. What it does is it proceeds through stages of development. Now, if you think about a fetus in the womb, and there's a famous phrase that says, what is it, phylogeny recapitulates, you know, evolution, or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
You know, forget the good bits. But there's the idea that if you've got a fetus, it starts off, it goes through every single thing. It starts as a unicellular entity, it splits, it becomes a lizard, it becomes a mammal, eventually it becomes a human. And they said to me, the culture you're living in is, understand it this way, phylogeny recapitulates history. So what we're actually watching is this thing coming towards self-awareness and coherence.
Phylogeny recapitulates history.
Been born yet. There is no adult on this planet. There's not one adult on this planet, which explains a lot. And it explains...
Jenko Morningstar for $10 says, Ethan, I just rewatched the Youngblood #4 review from the channel Comics Gate Strong, and it was so much fun, dude. I love seeing you go through those pages alongside Dale and the guys. Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We'll be doing more content like this.
That's why we let fuckers like Bill Clinton bomb the Kosovans. It explains why I let Tony Blair put cameras in the streets.
Oh, shit.
Punk rock, dude. This is a Donna Karan suit. Fuck it.
It's a Donna Karan suit. He spilled beer all
So
over
leading
it.
on from these ridiculous, where do you go from that? I was told this stuff and I come out. I'm just this little kid from Govan in Glasgow.
Can you imagine, like, Dale Keown's in the chat, Hill Dale. Dale and Grant Morrison tripping balls together. They'd be so great.
Which is a real dodgy area.
Angela Curry says, he's yummy. You like him, Angela? You like Grant?
And I didn't go to university. I left school at 18. But suddenly, I found out that if you do these things that you're told by Aleister Crowley, by Wilson, by all these people we read and all these people we've been consuming, but
Aleister
we
Crowley.
don't do it. If you actually do what they say, things happen. Things occur exactly as it's described. And we can all do it. So I decided to put this to use in the comic book that I was doing, this thing called The Invisibles. And the idea was to...
So this guy, Grant Morrison, is basically saying he did the things that Aleister Crowley, noted Satanist, told him to do so that he could write comic books for DC. And yes, this is real. I mean, what... You know how they... Like, there's a whole conspiracy about how, like, everybody in Hollywood and all these big entertainment corps are Satanists? Well, maybe, yeah.
Kind of get all this down on paper and somehow look at it, not to accept it as reality, to accept it as purely this is part of human experience. It's a part of human experience that has been described to us for thousands and thousands of years, but for the last 200 has been hidden and made occult for some reason that I don't understand. It seems to have to do with the Industrial Revolution and corporate culture. So these things happen. Magic works. And when I started doing the comic, I found that you could actually make magic happen by writing things and changing the operating system of the universe.
Whoa.
It works. And I'm here to tell you to try it when you go home tonight, because it fucking works. And what happens if we all do it? Everyone in this room.
Hey, Dale, let's try to change the operating order of the universe by doing the things that Satanist Aleister Crowley told us to do and make it happen, because when you do it, things happen. Let's go.
Decides to take control of reality. I'm talking about reality. I'm talking about quantum physics. I'm talking about taking control of things from the quantum level up, from the molecular level up, and it works. This magic works. So I'll tell you something you can do while I'm here. One of the best techniques and one of the easiest techniques to prove that this thing works is to practice sigil magic. The technique is simple. Have a desire tonight.
Sigil magic. Sigil or sexual magic?
Go home and do this. Don't listen to this shit. Don't listen to my bullshit and go home and think, yeah, we are the fucking counterculture. Do it! Do it and we will change the world. Right? Because I did it. I didn't trust those guys. I didn't trust Wilson. I didn't trust those people who told me we could do this stuff. And I'm here to tell you it works. And you can do it. We can all do it.
Sigil magic? Sigil? Okay.
Number one, first thing you do, write down a desire. Make it something easy that is likely to happen. Something possible, rather than say, you know, I'm going to be king of the moon.
I would like to gain 10 pounds. That's my desire.
Which you may want to be, as we all do, but it's kind of hard to be king of the moon. You're going to have to get a rocket and go up there. So pick something easy. If you want to sigilize for a lottery win, make sure you buy a ticket, or else it won't work. So these are the conditions within the material universe that we live in. What I think is we're actually dealing with is as I say, some kind of operating system that can be hacked using words. And words seem to be the binding agent for this thing, whatever it is. So I wrote this comic book, and as I wrote it, it became true.
What?
Things I would make the characters do became true. The main character was, I gave him a bald head and a leather jacket because I thought people would like me when they read the comic. And bald heads were really uncool back in 1992. And it worked. I found that if I put the character through a situation where he was being tortured, where his life...
Spike and Manus says your laughing man is your sigil. Oh, interesting. Okay, take a little break here and just ask you guys. Here's my wish. Using sigil magic, would you guys back Cyberfrog 3 Red Extermination? Would you back Cyberfrog Cover A by Dale Keown? Would you do that? Would you back Cyberfrog 3 Cover B by artist E.J. Morges? And would you get a copy of Salamandroid 2 Poison Pact maybe add on an action figure. This is great. This is a Blood Honey Wreck Planet collected edition. This big book here for $50 is going to be the catch-up book. It's going to have every single scrap of new story all under one cover. We're going to do that here. Blood Honey Wreck Planet collected edition. It's going to be fun. You can get everything, all the action figures. You can get original art. That'd be awesome if you got original art. Back this campaign, please. Even if it's just one copy of the book, that's the magic that I want to make happen tonight. Almighty Grant Morrison, Lord of the aliens from Saturn and Alpha Centauri, please hear my plea. Make my campaign get to $372,000 tonight. Thank you, Grant Morrison. All right. I don't know if it's going to work, but he says it will. Also, Cyberfrog Dark Harvest. Alpha Centauri aliens, please pick me up. I'm here in Marlton, New Jersey, and take me to another planet in which Cyberfrog Dark Harvest hits $200,000, which it's really close to. Snafu says I'm summoning a demon. I'm not. I'm not summoning a demon unless that demon wants to back my campaigns. You know, that's a whole different story. Just so you know, shipped out a ton of baseball caps. It's not too late for you to order your Comic Skate or All Caps Comics baseball caps. You're going to be able to get them here the cheapest. So make sure that you do, because we're going to close this campaign down very, very, very soon. And then they're going to be available on an eBay store for a higher price. Mikey is currently, when he gets here tomorrow, he's going to ship more caps out to people, more hats. Everybody's getting them and everybody's loving them. So thank you. And now, oh wait, I didn't even show you. Right here, all the caps, all the baseball caps right here. And now, back to Chaos Magic with Grant Morrison.
Lungs had burst and he was being held in captivity and subjected to all these awful things. 3 months later, I'm in hospital, 2 burst lungs, dying of blood poisoning and facing exactly the same shamanic trial that I put my character through. So once I figured out that, I thought, well, the best thing to do is give this guy an easy time in the future. So as a result of all this, I just split up with my girlfriend and I said, okay, I want a new one and I want it to look exactly like this chick in the comic, because she's cool, you know. So I did a sigil. A month later, the girl turns up. Then another one, then another one, then another one, then another one. All aspects of this character, and I realised, oh fuck, this is insane. Because it works, and I've done something ridiculous, because now I'm dealing with all these women who look like the character, but I don't get on with.
This is what happened to Warren Ellis.
I can't deal with. And I began to realise a little bit about how this stuff works.
This guy dumped his girlfriend. He used sigil magic to make the woman of his comic book come to life, and he made a bunch of them. He made a whole harem of women who were just like the girl from his comic book. This must be what happened to Warren Ellis.
So beyond that, I decided I won't just use it to get laid, because it seems pretty pretty low grade kind of way of dealing with magic. But man, it works, believe me.
It works. You'll get laid using magic.
And I thought, how much could you affect reality by writing a comic that mimicked reality but pushed it in weird directions? So around about 1997, I decided I would really seriously turn the thing into a super sigil. And it was based on the idea of, if you look at cave art, the first writing was done basically as art. And if someone wanted to make something happen, like if you were some like fucked up caveman in a cave somewhere moaning about your dinner, what do? You draw a bison on the wall, stick some spears in it, go out, and the bison dies filled with spears. And it's, hey man, we can make this happen. Slowly those things become letters, they become words, they become reduced to abstractions, complexes of meaning. And you can take that basic idea, and as we've seen, people like Austin Osman Spare, the magician from the early part of the century, or Crowley, or the Chaos magicians from the 80s, who were a big inspiration on me, they used this stuff.
I gotta drop some acid. I don't know why everybody else gets to be high except for me. Where's John Malin? Is John Malin here? Hold on a second. I got to invite John Malin. I got to invite Del Keown. You know, these guys know probably better than I do. Probably better than you do. About getting high and talking to aliens. All right, hold on now. I'm almost positive they know what's going on. First, I'm going to send it to Del Keown. See if he wants to join me tonight. I'm on, there we go. There's John Malin. What do I got to do tomorrow? I got to argue with Aiden Paladin tomorrow? Aiden Paladin. Wednesday at 2:30 p.m. I got to argue with Aiden Paladin about Barbie. Oh, that should be fun. I think you guys will really appreciate that. Shit. Maybe Shane Davis wants to come in here too. I don't even know where Shane is anymore. All right, Shane Davis has the link as well. Let's get back to the show. This is just crazy. This is crazy shit, right? This can't be real. Let me see. You could have a fun conversation tonight, says Caffeinated Wolf. Where is Aiden Paladin? Is she here? When is EVS debating Barbie with Ben Shapiro for 30 minutes? Did I kick his ass too? Tomorrow is Aiden Paladin. I'm going to be really tired. I hope I'm smart enough to talk to her. I don't think I will be. Go for shrooms. Maybe I should take some shrooms and talk to Aiden Paladin. Yeah, it's going to be good, man. Where's Smiller? Is Smiller in here? Smiller's not in here. Oh, Camelot's in here. What's up, Camelot? All right, here you go. Let's find out the hell Grant's talking about.
And what you can do is this, like I say, try this at home. Write down a desire. Quite simple, say it is my desire that my cat wins the Olympics. Take out all the vowels.
Yeah, that would be awesome, dude. If my cat won the fucking Olympics.
Write this down for fuck's sake and do it. Don't just listen, do it, right? Take out the vowels and you'll be left with a string of consonants.
Hold on a second. All right, so you write down, I will get what I want. Write down your wish, and then take out the vowels, and those consonants are left.
Just take out the repeated consonants, and you'll be left with a string of consonants that have no repeats in it, whatever, X, Y, A,
wow.
D, whatever. Turn that thing into a little image. Take the D, draw a big D, then you've got a T, draw a T under it.
Draw a big D, John Mellon. Draw a D, and then you got a T or a T under it. John, can you draw a big D?
Keep reducing it down until it looks magical. And there are no rules for this thing. Do it until it looks magical. At that point, you now have a sigil. The sigil will work. You can project desire into reality and change reality. It works. Those must be the people who've done it.
Wow, dude.
So please, write this down, go home and do it and check it, verify the results, because scientific procedure, I was reading this thing in New Scientist this week, and they said the difference between bad science and good science is that scientific procedure has 3 criteria. And the criteria are that you can verify results, you can talk to other people who've done the thing and make sure, that it works out. You can duplicate results, and also some other thing I'm forgetting. Well, yeah, 2 things is
some other
good,
thing. Yeah. Fuck. This guy's base.
This is verifiable. People have been telling us about this for thousands of years. The Tibetans have been telling us about this. The Mesopotamians have been telling us about this. And why has it been made occult? Because Coca-Cola have got the secret. These people know what we're talking about here, because what you do is you create a sigil. Coca-Cola is a sigil. The McDonald's M is a sigil. These people are basically turning the world into themselves.
Oh, shit. So the Coca-Cola logo is a sigil. Like, it's a design. If you break it apart and add vowels to it and take out your D, your big D, you know what Ray Kroc was trying to get. Holy shit. And then, what else did he say? Everything, Coca-Cola and McDonald's. Oh, no, McDonald's, yeah. McDonald's, the M is a sigil. Coca-Cola is a sigil. The logos are, oh, fuck. All caps is a sigil. It is. I'm transferring all of my will onto my all caps comics logo. The laughing man is my will to succeed.
Using sigils.
Awesome.
And if we don't reverse that process and turn the world into us using sigils, we're going to be living in fucking McDonald's. Right, but McDonald's have no more power than us, apart from the fact, like, as Doug said earlier, they got some money. Fuck it, who cares? You know what, the top levels of this stuff, no one's using money anyway. Do you think Rupert Murdoch or the Queen or Bill Clinton, any of these fuckers use money? Of course they don't. They've realised that
they use sex trafficking.
Money is the only useful to sell to the middle classes and the people in the middle who make things happen and make things run. So we've been sold a fiction. There's no such thing as money. Ignore it. At the higher levels, there is no. Yeah, hey!
Patrick S. Tomlinson's going to find out there is such a thing as money.
There is no money. These fuckers don't use money. If Rupert Murdoch wants a Rolls Royce, they give him one because he's Rupert Murdoch. And if they see him in a Rolls Royce, it means you get some status from it. So you've got to understand, these people in the higher levels are operating in a hierarchy of exchange and barter. On the lower levels, like in Glasgow where I live, which is the poorest city in Europe, people are living on a hierarchy of exchange that's quite different. They steal shit and they sell it back and they have their own little money and they have this complete black market economy. There's only us in the middle who think money's worth any fucking thing and we chase it until we drop. So forget it.
Hey, you know who didn't have to chase any money? Mark Miller, when he crawled out from your shadow and made $50 million selling his company to Netflix. $50 million. And now money's nothing to him. If he wants a Rolls Royce, he just fucking, I don't know if they give it to him, but he goes and he buys it and it's not a big deal.
Where was I? Oh. And the other thing is also, I hate talking at people, so if anybody wants to join in, just please, put your hand up, because I fucking hate just talking at people.
It's a lecture, dude.
So having figured these weird things out, having thought about this and having been through this experience, which is exactly...
Carson Depp says, did those people pay money to hear this, Drac? Yeah, see, money is real in some ways.
Experience I was promised by Wilson, McKenna, Philip K. Dick, everyone. They promised us this thing, and it was. You can get the experiences. Do what they told you to do, and it will happen. I promise you will meet aliens. They will talk to you. The Golden Dawn called this the conversation of the Holy Guardian, knowledge and conversation of the Holy Guardian Angel, sorry. So it's been around for a while. It's accessible to everyone. Magic is accessible to everyone. The means of altering reality is accessible to everyone.
Drugs.
And when everyone starts doing it, we're going to get to see desire manifest on a gigantic scale. Everyone's desire. What happens when everyone's desire becomes manifest?
Like, his face on the screen is a skull. Look at his profile. It is a skull. Like, just, that is unbelievable. You can see Grant Morrison's fucking skull there, dude. Man, that's creepy. That's Satan.
Does the universe have to split up into a billion to accommodate it? Do we all have to suddenly understand that we're all in the same place and we can all share each other's desires? I don't know. I'm just here to talk about this stuff. So beyond that, beyond the alien abduction experience, I was working on the comic and I began to think about, seriously, I'd set up the comic to try and explore some of the problems we were dealing with, which are, as Doug pointed out earlier, problems of duality, us and them, good versus evil, this versus that. And as I worked my way through the comic, I began to realise some interesting things. I'll share them with you. These might not be true. They're useful little thoughts. You might be able to spin them, do something with them.
Cool.
But really, I'm just up here as someone who has read the same shit you've all read, put it into practice and found that it works. Yeah. So here's my version of what happens. Doing the comic, I set up these characters. The whole thing was set up as an adventure story where there's some bad guys who live in another dimension who want to enslave us all, and there's some good guys who live in another dimension who want us all to have a good time. In the middle, there is us.
Oh, hell yeah.
And we are trying to obviously...
Oh, hell yeah. People are backing Cyberfrog 3 Red Extermination. Oh, hell yeah. Let's find out. Oh, look at this. We're moving closer to my vision of $372,000. You understand, we're in the doldrums of the campaign, right in the middle of the campaign, where it's basically a game of yards. I mean, a game of feet and inches and not yards. Can we get this campaign to 372 tonight with the power of Grant Morrison? We need more backers. We need everybody to just back. Just choose one comic, choose one toy, whatever it is. But let's push this campaign to $372,000. We can do it together. Cyberfrog Dark Harvest sounds satanic. It sounds satanic, but it's not. And we got another backer there too. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for backing these campaigns. You are the reason my heart sings. Back these campaigns now. Back the Death Sting glow-in-the-dark covers while you still can. These are in very limited quantity, very limited supply. And they should be here, maybe even today. I think they are going to be here today. I'm going to have to live stream with Aiden Paladin from my warehouse. It's going to be fucking awesome. Back Cyberfrog Dark Harvest. Do it now. And now, back to Grant Morrison. And by the way, the link is pinned to the top of the chat to go back Cyberfrog 3. Thank you.
Have a good time. Everybody wants to have a good time. You know, Hitler wanted to have a good time.
Hitler wants to have a good time.
Have a good time, so we've got to understand that as a starter.
Hitler was just trying to have fun.
The more I set up these dualities, the more I set these people against the opposition, the more it began to seem like a complete crock.
Mikey Jones, what sigil do I have to draw to get my honeycomb box already? You can bring that into reality by backing Cyberfrog 3 Red Extermination tonight, because this week, probably tomorrow, Salamandroid Death Sting arrives from the printers at last, and we will begin shipping out honeycomb boxes en masse. We're all ready to go. We have everything ready to go at the little warehouse, ready to ship those honeycomb boxes. Just waiting for the Salamandroid Death Sting glow-in-the-dark covers to come in so that we can complete these orders and send them out to you. Help make this happen. Help prompt Magic, the universe, to get us our Salamandroid Death Sting books tomorrow. Tomorrow. Do it today by backing Cyberfrog 3 Red Extermination or Cyberfrog Dark Harvest. Thank you.
And we'd been sold this nonsense of opposition. And I began to find the closer I got to the end of the series.
Spawny 051. My brother's baby boy was born yesterday. Wow. Your brother's baby? Your brother had a baby? Hold on a second here. Let me catch up with you guys. This is important, guys. All right. My brother's baby boy was born yesterday morning. 7 pounds of Croatian attitude. I'll give him my Cyberfrog toy when he's of age. Well, that age is 13 years old. I mean, these Cyberfrog toys, I believe, are for 14-year-olds. I think, 14 and over. So wait a few years before you do that. But tell your brother congratulations. That's enormously important and great. And thank you very much. Thank you. Some cultures call that a nephew, says Fatty. Heavy Merlin says, this is worse than a Barbie stream. You think this is worse? You think listening to Grant Morrison talk like this is worse than a Barbie stream? This is awesome.
That the whole opposition element of it was the least meaningful, least important part of it, and that we've actually been deluding ourselves in a lot of ways. Beyond that, I find that we've been deluding ourselves in the worst way of all by believing in the individual. Right? Stay with me on this.
Yeah.
Kafka, Orwell, Patrick McGowan in The Prisoner, everyone told us the individual was the most important thing we could be. Everyone is fucking
Barbies need to be sacrificed for the Sigil EVS, says Excelsius.
Everyone's cool, everyone's smart.
All right, hold on. Sacrifice a Barbie? Do I have a Barbie that I could sacrifice?
What if the individual was the fake? What if the individual's the crock and we've actually been sold that by them, by the man, the establishment, whatever you want? Because what occurred to me is that when you talk about the individual and you deal with the individual, you find that the end of the individual is neurosis.
You know what? Why not just try Jesus Christ? This guy is stumbling all around in darkness, permanent darkness, trying to find meaning and truth. And he's using, cults. He's using Satanism. He's using black magic. He's using drugs. Have you tried Jesus? Have you turned yourself over, your life over to Jesus? Because I can't think of anything that would change your life for the better quicker, that would bring you more enlightenment than turning your soul over to your Savior, the Lord Jesus Christ. I don't know, just a thought. But back to the drugs.
Be individual means that there is self and not self. Okay? So where I stop, the boundaries of me, right, there's this physical body here, the boundaries of me that stretch out, things I believe in, things that I'm sure we'd all be friends if we talked, but would we be friends with Newt Gingrich? No.
Why? What's wrong with Newt Gingrich? He's a nice fella.
But that's the point. I stop when Newt Gingrich starts. Why is that? Why do I stop there? Why does he define my self-sense and I can't absorb him? Why do these...
Because you're a libtard, I guess. Why?
Fuckers. Why does the Skull and Bones Society of the CIA... Why the 33rd Degree Masons? Why are they different from us? They're not. They want to explain things. They want an answer. They found an answer that seems to suit them, which seems kind of uncool and cruel to me because it involves exploiting other people. But they're looking for an answer. We're all looking for the same thing. Why are we?
Is it fun? I mean, as a Christian, is it kind of fun to watch somebody stumble around in darkness, trying to find meaning and failing? Caution Time says, Morrison EFAP is my favorite bit in a long while. Thank you, Caution Time. Please back Cyberfrog 3, Red Extermination, if you're enjoying the show. Thank you. It's not fun. Samurai Sid says, Contract for America. Remember? Yeah, that was pretty new when this came out. They were so ass mad over it. But what does this guy care? You're from Scotland. Why do you care about what Newt Gingrich does? How do you even know who Newt Gingrich is? Why do these people pay attention to American politics? Snafu says, it's not fun. It's more sad. It's a little bit fun, says Simply Green. And we got to help these lost sheep. Ethan, it's sad, says Snafu. And it's, he's a they, says Patrick Gorzella. No, he's not. He's definitely a he. I know he tried to be non-binary, but please. He has somebody who's burned out his brain on drugs, a really gifted writer. And that's the kind of guy who's going to say, I don't know, I think I'm a they, them. 50, 55 years, 60 years into his life.
Here? Why are we? What are you doing here today? What do you expect? What do you expect to take home with you? Can anyone answer? So one person tell me what you expect to take home from me from this. Come on, put your hand up. Yeah? Exactly.
The 666 on the wall right now. Satanism. Wow, dude. Wow, man. Hold on, I have to go pray. Okay, I'm back.
Exactly, right, because that is all we have. And this is all I can offer you is the experience of having done this shit, tested it, put it in the crucible to see what happens, and it works. So I began to think more and more about the individual, and I looked into what that actually meant. And what it was a structure that was pretty much created, the ego structure was created out of what Julian Jaynes calls the bicameral mind, becoming one mind. And apparently, according to him, he says that back in the old days of the Greeks, and the earliest writing in the world, people didn't have self-consciousness in the same way that we...
I thought I was bicameral once, but I had 2 humps and decided I was over it. It was college.
They didn't have egos. They didn't understand themselves as I. And
that's a terrible dad joke, and I'm sorry.
The same way we did, because the corpus callosum that connects the 2 hemispheres of the brain wasn't connected. So if you heard a voice, that voice was God. And Homer and all those guys have got plenty of examples of people hearing the voice of God and acting on it. Alexander constantly acted on the voice of God. Julian Jaynes suggests that it wasn't the voice of God, it was the voice of the left hemisphere of the brain communicating with the right hemisphere of the brain, interpreted.
That was too dirty for a dad joke. What was it? It was stupid, but...
As a God. So, okay, now we've got the 2 things joined together. We've got this beautiful bridge in the middle that links the 2. But we still have the ego structure, which was then created when those things linked, because suddenly we linked, oh fuck, I am that I am. This is my God is this, I am separate, I am one. We made this idea that we're somehow separated from nature. No, bullshit. Again, I read New Scientist last month, right? New Scientist last month, they're talking about nature, we must control nature, we must do this. How do we deal with our relationship to nature? We are fucking nature. There's nothing on this planet that is not nature.
Right.
Power stations are nature. You know, like atom bombs are nature, because nature made us to make those things. Either you trust nature or you don't trust nature, and I trust nature. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
So we have to assume, what is nature getting at here? If we ignore this crap that we're somehow isolated from nature, that we somehow have to tame nature, of course, nature knows exactly what it's doing. The planet is not in danger, we are. The planet will survive. The planet's been through like ammonia atmospheres and impossible to live on and everything dead, and it gets its way back out of it. We're in danger. Or so we think, because our hubris tells us that we are in danger. Our hubris tells us that we're about to destroy the world. We're going to wreck the planet. We'll fuck the atmosphere. No, we'll
wreck
fuck
the planet.
Atmosphere.
Wreck planet.
You know, some trilobites will come up and they'll be able to live in anything we create. So that is not the problem. The problem is we're standing here at the 21st century stuck with individuality because we believed in it so much. It seemed so important that we should all be distinct. What happens if we stop being distinct?
And join forces.
What happens if we think about individuality as something that was actually just scaffolding for where we are now? So if you create a skyscraper, you put up your scaffolding, you build the building, and what's happened here is that we've overlooked the building and focused on the scaffolding. You know, why haven't we taken the scaffolding down? Let's do it today. Take the scaffolding down. Because the individual was a way to get us to this point. And what I really think, and basically why I'm here, is to try and punt this notion.
That's a good notion. I like the idea that individuals, rugged individuals, help build the country and build things and build society. But once society is built, why don't we all join together and become a homogenous hive mind rather than individuals? Why don't we all work together towards communism rather than all being like free-thinking individuals, right? Because society's already been built.
After doing this comic book for 6 years, after thinking about this stuff for 6 years, after proving that it works for 6 years, I'm left with this notion. We've been fooled, and we've fooled ourselves, and we continue to fool ourselves. And like Doug said, there is no us and no them, there's just us. And somehow we're trying to make this thing work, and it does work. Say, for instance, most of us here probably were pretty counterculture types. We've had some, you know, we like our drugs, we like this and that, we like breaking a few rules. But we don't like the police in general. You know, who here loves the police? Hands up.
I like one or two songs, like Every Breath You Take, but most of it's pretty repetitive.
Nice one.
Pretentious.
Because I'm going to teach you to love the police. Why do we hate the police? If we want to change things,
suck.
Why don't everyone in here, let's go down to the local precinct and join up. Are we going to do it? Who's going to do it with me? Because I'm not going to do it. Right, and why? Why are we not doing that? Right, so we hate them. So we're hating these guys who've taken on this thing. We've chosen the biggest lunkheads in society to protect ourselves from the fuckers in Rikers Island. Because we are scared of them. You know, we are scared of them. We are middle class, libertarian liberals who are shit scared of being raped in prison.
You don't want to be raped in prison? That's why he does everything that he does. Why is Wreck Planet called Dark Harvest anyway, says Trey Chester. It isn't. Wreck Planet is a different book from Dark Harvest. Cars and Theft says, I can feel my neurons dying in agony watching this. You don't feel enlightened? Take more drugs.
So we create the police, and we get the lunkheads who will obey what we tell them to do. They'll actually obey us. Those fuckers will do what we tell them. And we say to them, protect us from those real fuckers, those bikers, and those black guys, and all those awful guys who're going to come and fuck us up and kill us and steal
in prison, or the black guys who are going to fuck us up and kill us and steal our stuff. That's what he just said. Matt Grendel says, there's a little black spot on Ethan today. I don't know what that means, but thank you for $10.
Stuff. We put the police there. We put them there.
He said,
we don't
hold
want
on
to
a
go
second
there.
here. What did he
We
say?
are scared of them. You know, we are scared of them. We are middle class, libertarian liberals who are shit scared of being raped in prison.
Huh. Uneasy
So we
laughter.
create the police, and we get the lunkheads who will obey what we tell them to do. They'll actually obey us. Those fuckers will do what we tell them. And we say to them, protect us from those real fuckers, those bikers, and those black guys, and all those awful guys who're going to come and fuck us up and kill us and steal all our stuff. We put the police.
So so protect us from the bikers and the black people and those awful people who are going to fuck us up and steal our stuff. Black guys.
There. We put them there.
Based.
And we don't want to go there because we're smart people, we're cool people. We don't want to go and hit anyone. We don't want to go and enforce the law because we don't really believe in it. But we know some poor bastard has to enforce it. Why do we hate those guys? Because we put them there.
Those black guys.
What is that hate? Why do we hate ourselves for creating this society? Why are so many people in America obsessed with Marilyn Manson, corpses, dead people, misery, John Wayne Gacy? John Wayne Gacy's a fucking prick. You know, he killed a few people and he draws some shitty paintings. What's that? Why is that? And why should we be engaged with that? And yet that has become, what, apocalypse culture?
Based.
Where do we go from here that isn't that? Where do we go that isn't playing with our own shite?
Where do we go that isn't playing with our own shite? I don't know. Alcohol.
The answer. Back to the individual.
John Wayne Gacy's a real prick.
If the individual...
Headrock says, I'm in the EVS was right camp, not least because it'll annoy most people. Efficiency. Thank you.
It doesn't work. If Patrick McGoon was wrong and number 6 was wrong to stand on that beach screaming, I am not a number, I am a free man, what do we have left? Because ultimately the guy who's not a number and not a free man experiences neurosis the further he goes down that path. I'm sure there's a bunch of people in here like me who eventually, you've worked your way through the stuff, you've read the books, you've done this shit, you've taken the drugs, you've been there, you've seen it, you've experienced enlightenment in little bits. You know what's out there, you know this stuff is true. The consensus doesn't explain our lives. But what does?
I don't know.
Imagine getting rid of the individual. Imagine getting rid of that scaffolding. What do we have left? And here's what I'm about to offer. The more I looked into it, the more I began to see that we have these mutants living among us right now. The people from the 21st century, from the end of the 21st century are here. But there is no context for them. In the same way that if you lived in Tunguska 200 years ago, and you were an epileptic, you would be a shaman. There was a context for you. In this society, you're an epileptic. It's quite simple. It's a disease. Nothing you say is of any worth because it's pathology. If, on the other hand, you look at these people who are out there, who are the mutants, and what do they call it? Multiple personality disorder. This is what lies beyond the personality. This is what lies beyond the I, the bullshit. Because if you take I to the limit, and like I say, I'm sure a lot of us here have done this, it becomes, all that happens is self questions self. endlessly, repetitively. Am I doing this right? Is this the right way? Should I think about these people like this? Should I approach them this way? Should I involve them this way? Self questions self endlessly. It reaches a peak, it goes nowhere. On the national scale, that same thing, self questions self, self encounters not self, equals borders, war, destruction. That's where it goes. That thing ends in disaster. It ends in neurosis on the personal level, and it ends in war on the national level. So I began to think, what could we replace that
RBM Entertainment says, this is the worst shit I've ever heard.
with? And I was looking at these poor MPD fuckers.
These are thoughts, man.
And I realised they just don't have a context. What would happen if we decided to abandon the personality and replace it with a multiple personality complex? Because as we all know, everyone in here, I'm sure, I mean, I feel as if I can say this for certain, knowing human beings as they are, sometimes you do things that you don't want to do. Sometimes you do things that are contradictory to what you think. Sometimes you fuck yourself up. Why? Because there's not one person in here, there's hundreds. And if you start giving them names, and if you start shuffling them about, and you start playing with them, you become a bigger human being.
Yeah.
Because you've no longer allowed yourself...
That's how I became a bigger human being.
...stop at your boundaries. Imagine the personality as... Well, let's choose Windows, even though this is a contentious one. Imagine the personality as Windows. Instead of the personality, there's so many people, I'm sure you've met them, you talk to them and say, no, this is the way I am, I've worked on this is me, and I won't change. And you just have to work with that. You know, this is me, this is important, this is what I've come to, and this is what I've made of myself.
Mike Cannon says, you did that by eating.
It's trapped. They don't go anywhere, they're stuck there. What if those same people were then given Personality 2000, which is an upgrade and an add-on? And here's a bit to your personality that likes hip-hop. Here's a bit to your personality that likes ballet. And because we've all got them, and because we've got the fucker, we've got the serial killer inside, we've got the wonderful new age bastard, we've got whatever we like, we've got James Bond in there, you know, we've got Pussy Galore in there, they're all there. So what I'm suggesting is that we start working with it. Abandon the personality, abandon the individual, abandon the I because it's a lie and it has held us down, it's been like a weight around our necks. It was useful for the last 2,000 years of history because it created this out of the chaos that was.
Yeah.
And this is more coherent, more useful, more meaningful.
Mm-hmm.
It has its problems, everything does, every system has, but we're getting better. And I think what we should do is walk away from the crap of the 21st century and start thinking about what we've been experiencing.
David Blint says, I can do this all night,
I feel
EBS,
like
keep him going.
Is, and about World War II and about Auschwitz and all that stuff, is that we had to go through it. We had to do it. That was humanity's dark night of the soul, and it will never, ever happen again. But it had to happen. Every single nightmare image, every image of hell that we have in our minds happened. Everything you can think of happened. People were flayed, brutalised, gassed, tortured, cut into pieces, turned into pigs. Everything you can imagine happened. The world was a wasteland. There were cities completely annihilated. We went through it. Why did we do that? Stanislav Grof has a conception of the perinatal matrices, which was one of the big influences on the film The Matrix, so you might recognise some of this. He says that things that happen to us around birth are really profound and they have all kinds of weird effects. They affect society, they affect the self, they affect everything, they have reverberations. And he claims that there are several states that he calls basic perinatal matrices. The first state is oceanic bliss, which we're all familiar with, I'm sure.
Yeah, fuck.
And that is the state of the baby in the womb, untouched. Everything is provided for, everything is there, everything you need will turn up out of the blue. Basic perinatal matrix 2 is a different thing. It's when the womb starts to turn a little toxic and begins to suggest that we're about to be expelled. And, you know, we don't remember this stuff. What happened? And what was the feeling of that fetus in there who suddenly thinks my entire universe has been overturned, I'm about to be shit out? Doesn't even know where he's going. What the fuck's this? I was happy there, you know, it was cool. I was getting everything I wanted. And so on through to BPM 4, which is this kind of a release from tension, which is the birth process. So I'm beginning to think that, whoa, as a society, and returning to the idea of ontogeny as history, or phylogeny as history, whatever the fuck the word is.
So, yeah, hold on one second here. It's very important, guys. Are you learning anything tonight? I want you to get it. I want you to understand what he's saying. I want you to find meaning in it. Fail in Life says, I can understand why he got so much tang back in the day. So you're picking up a couple of things. Enter the concept of oceanic bliss, says Headrock. What a maroon, says Dirty Jersey. Crypto Ken says, seriously, what the fuck is this? A lot of people confused. 7 of 9 says he's lyrical. He is. Forrest Goes Fabio goes, this is really driving book sales, see? Is it or is it not? I guess I'm not making any money watching this, but I don't care. Let me see. I'm learning things. It's godless babble, says William Noble. Base Class says, yeah, stay the F away from this guy. By that I mean EVS. I should stay away from him? Yeah, but he writes X-Men. So let's take a look at him today. This is Graham Morrison from just a month ago.
To recognize that and to work with that and to play with it and to move on, because then it feels like these people have real lives, you know, and it's a big virtual reality, the X-Men world or the Marvel universe, and you go in there and it's kind of, you know, it works, it holds together, and I think that's super important. So yeah, I mean, I think it's all about looking at those past stories. And you know, when I came in, it was like Scott had just been possessed. And I thought, well, what would that do to someone being possessed by a monstrous supervillain? And usually these things just get kind of glossed over. But it was more, well, what does that do to him? And what actually, how did that change him and crack him open and make him, you know, suddenly start questioning himself? So I only got that from being aware of continuity and making sure that, you know, I was aware of what the characters were and their relationships. That's what X-Men is. It's soap opera as well. It's science fiction soap opera, and it's really important to have all those big, dramatic, you know, heightened emotional relationships, I think.
Yeah. Jonathan?
Yeah, I think there's a narrative weight that comes with being able to...
Fascinating.
You know, Banshee's daughter.
Yeah.
And I'd actually come out with a really good role for her, and I thought she'd make a great addition to the team, this kind of sort of fiery Irish woman, you know, bringing a bit of the Celtic. But I never got around to doing that one. So that was the kind of only thing I missed. I think I did all the other characters that I really liked from the past. I think even the weird ones like Multiple Man that I thought I might never get to. I managed to put him in a story, you know, and actually have some fun with that. So I kind of did them all, I think.
Great. Jonathan, you know, part of it, of X-Men is, you know, mutants are hated. And you know, we've had this for decades of them being hated and feared. And then you and the team give X-Men paradise. You give them eternal life, unlimited possibilities. Yet you torture them so freaking much. It's like things have only gotten worse for mutants. And we, as X-Men fans, we love that pain. We just need it. But why, Jonathan? Why?
Well, I think that's called drama, right?
Drama.
I felt he was kind of vulnerable, you know. I think with Hank McCoy, he was presented as this kind of loquacious, you know, happy-go-lucky character, and then he changed and he became a lot darker when Jim Starlin turned him into the furry blue beast, and but then he kind of lightened up again. He became this like happy guy in the Avengers. So basically, I'm looking at this bipolar kid, you know, who's I think he's someone who's really vulnerable, and that's how I saw it. It's not so much that he's a good villain; it's that he falls into bad situations, I think, and that's why it makes it more human. It's like the Beast is not a villain. Hank McCoy would never be a villain, but he makes choices, or his sense of obligation leads him to make terrible mistakes, and he winds up doing something awful that he wishes he hadn't done. And I think he constantly castigates himself for being that guy, but at the same time, he's into opera, he's funny, he's all of it, but I think he swings wildly, and probably that's why it's when we see him taking that dark turn, I think it hurts more because he's a lovely guy, you know. It's like you don't want that to happen to Hank. And I think he's also just unfortunately saddled with the name The Beast. You know, every time someone's got a kind of
I'm like actually listening to him now. I'm like, wow, yeah, that's great, man. Actually going through and looking at Hank McCoy and just seeing how he used to be, you know, kind of happy-go-lucky. Then he got dark and kind of serious, and then happy-go. Maybe he's bipolar. Like,
story in mind, he's going to be the bad guy. So there's that. But yeah, to me, it's more about his vulnerability than his actual potential for villainy, let's say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's of all the original X-Men, I think he's the sweetest guy. You know, like I think he has the best heart. I just think he's been put into a series of impossible positions and had to make decisions that you know, worse. And
you've been eager to talk about this one. The question comes in from Justin, and the question is, can Cyclops dance?
Well, I brought my ruby quartz for this one. So, Cyclops would be like that. And it's like, that would be his dance, and his feet would be really tight, doing these little twisty moves. And it's exactly how he would move. And then he would feel embarrassed and walk off the dance floor. Well, that's my answer.
I love it. Jonathan, what do you think? Do you think Scott's got the moves?
I defer to the master here.
That is a wonderful way to wrap this up. This has been extraordinary. A huge thank you.
Pointing to your temple is a way to make you look smart and less fat. Patrick S. Tomlinson does it.
To Grant Morrison and Jonathan Hickman.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, amazing. I learned almost nothing from that, really, but it was still fun to watch. It's fun to watch Grant. Admire him. I think he's as a comic book writer, I think he's really, really good. As a satanic magician, I'm not so sure. You know, I feel like as a satanic magician, I'm worried about him. I'm worried about him going to Mars. I'm worried about him going to Saturn. I'm worried about what he might do. All right, let me see. EVS, if you're going to debate Barbie, you should watch an interview with the director. I don't think I need to do that. I think that would skew my point of view. When it comes to art, I don't care what the artist says, because I'm perfectly able to interpret it by myself. Like, what the artist means by the art should not be, it might be of interest, but it shouldn't define how you find it. You know what I mean? You should be able to sort of figure it out on your own when stuff is good. I don't care what the people are like, no, the director and the writer are fucking feminist scumbags. I don't care. Let me see what they've done, and let me just see what you produced, you know, and I'll decide for myself like what it is. That's all. All right, I want to thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. Let me see. You should have Grant on the Kings. Oh, I would love to. I think he would be really, really fun. Let me see. Don't trash talk RT Bear, says David Blinn. And all that stuff. Pity Ma says, sorry, Chad, I'm going to see Barbie. Oh, you should. Crypto Ken says, I bought a Barbie for $20K today. Did you buy the first one? I was looking at it. It was $20,000. I said that would probably be a really good collectible to have, but I'm not a Barbie collector. I have 0 Barbies. There we go. There's Lisa. Hello. John says, thanks, Ethan. I think. Yes, my friends. And by the way, you know, do make sure that you do that. Read comic books. When you're getting comic books from us, read them and come up with your own ideas and your own thoughts about them and share those thoughts. You know, as wacky as Mike Partika is, I really enjoy how he engages with the comics that he is purchasing, and he thinks them through pretty intensely. Makes videos about it, and it's kind of fun. All right, anyway, I'm going to be, I'll be busy tomorrow, fulfilling orders, I hope. But also I will be with Aiden Paladin at 2:30 Eastern Standard Time, talking about something. I think we're talking about Barbie. I could be wrong, but I think we're talking about Barbie. I'm already tired of talking about Barbie, but it's an important movie. So it's an important movie for this circle and for the culture war, and so therefore I get to talk about it. I've already talked about it. I've already told people exactly what it means and how you should feel about it if you are smart. And it's not good enough for some people. I gotta keep at it, I guess. Christy Mara would like to have me on too to talk about it. So I don't know. What do I do? Do I go around and talk about this stupid fucking movie? I watched one movie. I don't have time to watch any movies. I go ahead and watch one movie and it gets me in trouble. I don't have time. I'm watching YouTube all day long. I go ahead and let myself watch one movie because Andrea wants to see it. Of course, you know, I am somebody who is film literate. I understand subtext, and I understand what movies are trying to say. Usually, I have a pretty good interpretive mind as somebody who has read a lot of scripts and studied film. And I talk about it, and I get chewed out for fucking 3 days. And then I got to talk about it some more because some people still don't get it. I got to go on other places and talk about it. I don't know. How do I feel about it? Do I do it? Do I go on other places and maybe hope that somebody will support me and my channel? And I don't know if it's worth it. I'm not sure. I'm ready to drop the whole topic. I've said what I wanted to say about it. I feel like I've contributed to the conversation when other people were being stupid and dropping the ball. Ben Shapiro's video is fucking retarded. I don't... Critical Drinkers video, retarded. I'm sorry, guys. I know you guys have respect for these guys. But yeah, man, I wouldn't trust these guys to fucking interpret a goddamn thing. Like, I wouldn't trust their take on what the Mona Lisa means. What does the Mona Lisa mean to you? I don't know, but she's staring at me. It fucking pisses me off. Where are the men? It's a fucking attack on men because it's not... Fuck, man. What am I going to do? How do I... Die on your hill, says Sarangus Fungus. Dude, what are you going to do, man? Your retarded. Yours was retarded, too. No, it wasn't. It was accurate. It's 100% correct. And by the way, I say it. I'm like, you guys realize, like, the key... You realize... this one thing about the movie, right? And then people go, I'm starting to think that this one thing about the movie, and it's in all these reviews now. You can be a man, says Spike and Madness. Talk about Star Wars instead. Let me see. Did Movie Bob like Star Wars? Yeah, he probably did, but he probably liked it for retarded reasons too. He didn't understand it either. You got people who are like hating it because it's feminist or liking it because it's feminist and not understanding it, not understanding what they're seeing there. So if Movie Bob likes it, he's just as big of a moron. I'm sick of it. Best movie of the decade? Best movie that I've seen this year. Yeah. You give the director way too much credit. It's all there in the movie, dude. Talk about Venture Brothers movie. Is that out? Jabba says, you're now gayer than Cecil. Dude, let me tell you something. Cecil ain't gay. You got to see what Cecil's up to. Cecil's out there having a good time with his singleness. Cecil is a single man. He's having a good time. Yeah, Dan Law says, even if Barbie was a masterpiece, you're still going to get roasted for liking a Barbie movie. That was good. Ethan has betrayed us all, says J.D. Kirby. Ethan Van Woman studies. I don't care about... Well, I would study women. Just to understand them. But no, it's film studies. W.R. Winter says, no, Ethan gives himself just enough credit, incredibly based to privilege your own reading of a work of art over everyone else. Of course. Should we get into it? There we go. Let me see. I wonder if Cecil watched Barbie. Cecil's afraid to watch Barbie. By the way, this conversation has terrified everyone. I was on Cecil's show today with I was on Tuesdays with Cecil today. And boy, that was uncomfortable. I had to explain Barbie to Anna, and it, like, everything about this movie hurts people. I mean, it like hurt Anna's feelings. I really felt like awkward after I was done. Because Anna had already dug in and made a negative review, and for some reason she deleted her reviews. So I'm sitting there, she's like, I hated the whole experience. I'm like, okay. How much betrayal can one man take, Ethan? Says, how's your father? I don't know. I don't know. I keep bearing up under it, though. I keep enduring abuse. Heavy Merlin says, you dunked on her so hard. You dunked on her hard. I did? It was Mudra. Maybe you made her think, says David Blinn. Yeah. Let me see. Kristen Nomad says, EVS goes to the art galleries and meets the artist, and after the artist tells EVS what his art means, Ethan corrects him. Yeah. Bless your heart, Ethan, says 7 of 9. Jean Sue Alicia says, Yellow Flash is gayer. He watched Sailor Moon and liked it. Yeah, at least I'm not watching Sailor Moon. Oh, God. Yeah, I would never watch Sailor Moon. Just because I don't want to watch any cartoons, though. You know. Keep it up, Ethan. The comments have been gold. All right, let me see what people are saying here. I'm going to go check in on the people. Maybe we can find out a little something about this. All right, here's Nerdette's newsstand talking about this situation. She's overjoyed. Look at this. Ethan loves Barbie.
We might, but I'm just saying, I love watching karma unfold, right? And that's what this is.
This is karma?
If you build your platform on hate, if you build your platform on everything is woke and everything sucks by my book.
Nerdette. You built your platform on two things. You built your platform on hating Comicsgate, and you built your platform on stealing other people's Johnny Depp content and posting it to your channel. That's what you built your platform on. And the karma is you're fat and ugly and look like a trailer whore. Wait, is that nice? That's not nice. Is karma going to come get me now? Shit.
When you say something doesn't suck, the audience that you have are going to reject it. And that's exactly what happened.
So what, Nerdette? Who cares? What do you think the worst thing in the world? See, Nerdette, the difference is that I'm nearly 50 years old and I'm not a teenager. I don't act like a teenager. I don't need to be accepted by anyone. I just sit here and tell the truth, and I try to be funny and amusing and fun and sexy and talented. People come to me. And even if they disagree with me, it's okay. They're allowed to be wrong. It's okay. I don't kick you out of my tribe just for being wrong. You're allowed to disagree. But to you guys and to people like you, being opposed, having to fight for your POV is terrifying. What if your tribe turns against you, Nerdette? What are you going to do? Holy shit. You're going to become a social pariah? Let me explain something to you. I was born a social pariah. Yes, isolation shaped me. More of this.
On a scale of 5 to 10, how much of a menace is Spider-Man? Oh, 10. 10, easy, hands down. Here's a 10. All right, let's see if we can find a spot. Oh, I have it muted.
Thanks, Uncle E. I agree with that. I know that you didn't mean it that way, but I do agree with that. I'm not allowed to have shit takes. I don't do that around here. I wouldn't do that to you guys. I'm not going to insult you.
All right, it looks like he
movie to be like
goes over his comments from the previous one. Now, I did, because I mentioned this yesterday, right? I did watch part of his stream yesterday because I thought...
You watched all of my stream, sweetheart.
I thought that it was neat to see somebody that is being honest about the movie instead of being like, oh my God, the feminist agenda. Oh my God, it's all about the patriarchy. Oh my God,
Right.
This is what happens. It's anti-male. It's...
Yeah, but you retards are the same way. You're like, this is a feminist movie. It's a woke movie. We win and it's popular, and you're wrong too. You're wrong too. The ultimate message of the movie is not woke. It rejects all of your ideals, everything that you hope for. So you guys are just as stupid. When you sit there and say, "Oh, this is for us, this movie, we win."
Blah, 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 right? I thought it was cool to see somebody who would normally, and probably will absolutely from now on, even if they like something, hate it, right?
Nerdette, who do you think I am? Jeremy Griggs? These guys can't hang out with me. You understand? I don't pair well with these guys. I don't pair well with people who have phony opinions. We have problems. I would tell people the truth about how I feel. I would analyze media if I wanted to and be completely objective about it and give based, sharp opinions until I had zero audience, if that's what it took. I'm not one of these, what was it? Brand. I'm not one of these guys. I don't sit around and wait for somebody to express an opinion that sounds safe and proper and then copy that either. I don't. I think for myself. I'm smarter than you. I'm not here to socialize, Nerdette. I'm here to express myself. I'm an artist. I'm an actual, real, honest-to-God artist. I'm not a charlatan. I'm not some fucking phony who's a grifter and all these things that people say about the YouTube space. I'm none of those things. I'm an actual legitimate person who understands the arts because I work in them. You guys are grifters. You are a phony. You do not understand anything that you profess to talk about. I do. Sometimes people like it, sometimes they don't. But if they don't like it, they can lump it. Yeah, alternative 2 is lump it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, shit takes all the time. Remember when they said, yeah, like 2 years ago, it was going to happen in June, like 3 years ago.
Oh, God, dummy. That's not what I said. And I was proven right.
4 years ago, he said it too. 1 year ago, he said it too, right? 6 months ago, probably. I haven't followed his channel in a long time. A year and a half ago, I think he said it also. And then there was about 2.5 years ago where he said it. And then maybe about 3.5 years ago, right?
Yeah, it's really weird how like DC Comics is shrinking and becoming smaller and smaller, more obsolete. Had to get rid of they were evicted from their big office. And now Warner Brothers once again is going to be sold off from Discovery. It's kind of funny. It's like what Ethan has been saying that this has been happening for 3 years, for 2 years, for 2.5 years, for 1 year. He said it was happening a year ago. I'm saying it again. They're shrinking. They are dying. They're going away. Sorry. They just are. Dude, you're seeing the evidence of that all around you. It's embarrassing that you're still like in denial about it. Comics are not doing well, Nerdette. You know, it's just a matter of how long DC Comics publishing can stay below the radar on a sinking ship. Because really, they're very, very, very small. Like, you know, you think David Zaslav even thinks about publishing. I don't think he really does. Like, when DC Comics finally has to close its doors, and they will, and I'm afraid it's going to be fairly soon, it's going to be part of a package deal of closed doors. It's going to be like, we're going to close down a lot of these different aspects of Warner Brothers and Discovery. We're going to close down all this stuff together. And DC Comics is going to be incidentally a part of those things. That's how small they are. It's bad. Things aren't good, Nerdette. You're in denial if you think things are good.
Pretty sure when I first got my channel's almost 5 years old. He said it too, right? Yeah. Hate is big business, unfortunately. It is. And it's ironic, right? This is karma. And you know what's really weird?
I mean, if this is karma, my audience calling me gay, I guess that's cool. This is what I get. This is my punishment. My audience going, you're gay, you like Barbie. All right, thanks. Your karma is something else, Nerdette.
I can sympathize with him, right?
Thank you.
In a way. Because there were
I
times
want
where
your sympathy.
when I had my channel initially, like I told you guys
Oh,
advice I've gotten before from previous YouTubers. You don't cover stuff you like. You don't say anything bad about Ethan Van Sciver. You don't da-da-da-da-da, right?
Who has ever said you don't say anything bad about Ethan Van Sciver? Literally 0 people have said that. Nobody would ever say that.
I can sympathize with him because it actually started with The Last of Us Part 2, right? Big Last of Us fan. Was so excited for it. I saw the leaks, and you know that reactionary feeling you have, right? Before you process things. And I was so mad. I was so mad.
I know she thinks she's kind of insulting me, but she's insulting you. She's insulting you guys. She's calling you stupid. She's saying that in order for me to maintain an audience of you, I have to lie to you. I can't say that I like anything, and I can't tell you my real opinions because you guys are dumb. And you guys are a rabble. You're a mob. She's saying all the things about you that everybody else who on the left says about you all the time when they talk about Comicsgate and anti-woke. That's Nerdette expressing this opinion. She's basically saying, I'm so sorry that you're finding out that... Okay. I disagree with you. I don't think my audience is like that. I think my audience is better than that. They're not. Oh my God, dude, these YouTubers
I was
are
so
something else.
upset. But then I was able to watch some of the leaked footage, and I was able to see things. And I was like, you know what? It might not be that bad. Let's give it a chance. Oh my God. Because I corrected myself. People went absolutely apeshit. People went absolutely apeshit. Because how dare I be upset that they killed Joel, but still want to play the game. And then I reviewed the game, and I'm like, best game ever, bitches. I was so wrong. Like, I think I probably gave it a 9 out of 10, right? Like, and people were so mad. So mad. You can't have the wrong opinion online.
A man-hating sort of dirge, and it just wasn't. But maybe I'm wrong. So let me look at that. You guys are like, said I'm dumb for like not understanding. No, I'm saying maybe I'm wrong. Sure. Wolf E says this movie isn't for you. Is so SJW of you to say. No.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. That is the dumbest thing I have ever heard.
See, Nerdette's calling you dumb.
Not every movie is made for every single person.
Lisa Roberts says she sounds like she may have a fat neck.
Ever, right? That's not an SJW thing to say.
Leo Schlitz says, can we go back to the Satanism rather than this, please?
That's a factual thing to say. That's a factual thing to say. Not.
I never called you guys dumb. I love you guys.
Right?
Would never
I'm
call you
clearly
dumb.
not the target demo for Mission Impossible.
Maybe a little.
I'm just putting it out there. I don't think they had me in mind when they made Mission Impossible.
Oh.
It wasn't made for me, and that's okay. But when they made Barbie, I was clearly the target demo, right? Yes, absolutely. Figure drawing. Oh my God, that's so funny. EBS says DC Comics is going out of business. Is like Doomcock saying Kathleen Kennedy is getting fired, or Tristan saying she knows what smoke means. Come on now. I dropped my phone, and it's all your fault, Samuel. I try to figure things out. I try to solve things, and I still haven't been able to. But at least I'm not claiming such outlandish. Okay, it is a little outlandish to think anybody could define woke with any real terms. I guess that is fair. All porn movies are not made for every. Yeah. Yeah, every movie isn't made for everyone. It's not an SJW thing to say. That's so dumb. It's like saying all kids have to play, all girls have to play with Legos and all boys have to play with Barbies also. No.
Imagine listening to this. Why would you listen to this? Oh my god, dude. I'm starting to really I hold it together, EVS. You love YouTube. You don't hate YouTube. You like it. Oh yeah, I like it. Okay, let's
Obviously,
get back
there's
to
a
this.
target demo. That's why market research is there. That's why market research is there. Like, I can guarantee.
When you say that, like, here's the thing about saying, you know, this movie isn't made for you. See, the thing is, like, it wasn't, you're not the target demo, okay? But what SJWs do is they try to disinvite you. They say, if you're not allowed to see the movie, you're not welcome to see the movie. I don't want your money. They don't want your money to see the movie. This is what the confusion is with the woke situation here. Because woke can stand no dissent, no disagreement. I can. How do you like that? I don't care if everybody disagrees with me. That's okay. We can argue about it. We can talk. I'm still right. We can talk about it. We can discuss it. But woke cannot coexist with dissent. So when, you know, they say this isn't made for you, this comic isn't for you, it means get the fuck out of here. When I say Barbie wasn't made for me or, you know, any other guy in the audience, what I mean is, yeah, you're not the target demographic, but you can go see it if you want to, and you can either choose to love it or hate it. It's up to you. That's the difference.
I'm using you as an
Christopher says Nerdette's foundation had to be heavily reinforced.
example again, Reese. That you are going to
Jamie
enjoy.
Max says Ethan banned me for disagreeing. Hold on, I gotta put you in timeout now. Just kidding, I won't do it. It would have been a funny joke, but I won't do it to you. Imagine I did it to you and that was the joke.
Something like Top Gun much more than Barbie because it was made for somebody like you. It was made for a dude. I don't care about Top Gun, even though I do joke around that the first one was like a queer icon story, but like other than that, I don't know anything about it.
Trevor Wright says, you haven't been right about movies since the Carter administration. What did I say about movies in the Carter administration? Oh, it isn't. I don't think so.
No, it's absolutely not. And if that's like, okay, hold on. Using Comicsgate logic, if that's the logic, then they shouldn't say that comics are for, you know, generally for dudes, right? Because
superhero comics, generally for dudes. I'm going to say that. I'm going to stick by that. Let me see. No shit. What else would the joke be? Says Jiff. I wonder what you're talking about there. 709 says, Ethan, you're way more entertaining than your haters, even though your haters make you a better hero. Oh, thanks for that. That's a really nice compliment. I appreciate that. Star Wars and Superman. Oh, from the Carter administration, were your best takes. Did I say something? Like, I don't really talk too much about movies. Do I? Do I talk too much about movies? Not very often. The movies that I really enjoy and am anxious to see are historical biopics and then gangster movies. Those are my preferred movies to see. When it comes to, maybe you mean like the DC, like Zack Snyder movies. Those were awful. I mean, yeah, okay. So maybe you disagree with me about that. I don't know. Hiroshima Taro says, EVS, please stop saying your interpretation was the intentional message of the movie. That is all I've been trying to get at this entire time. Well, there's interpretation, and there's also like, you know, there's also like the fact that it's a fact that the Barbie world is the construct of little children. So that's a fact. That's not my interpretation. That just is the key to understanding the movie. Whatever, I mean, the movie has so many messages, so whatever you say, this takes if you choose to say that the movie's theme is transgender rights because there is a trans Barbie in there, that's up to you. You can do that if you want to. To me, like the theme of what the message of the movie is always the kind of the last thing that the movie says, because it's going to say a bunch of things before that, but the note that it ends on is the message that it's trying to send you home with, right? So that's kind of the way that I see it, in general. All right, let me see. Valdez D. Frank says, it's just Nerdette building her channel by eating chocolate cookies, Diet Coke, lots of junk food. Wait a second. At the EOD, she is just insufferable. Her voice is tough to listen to. And also, she's so like hyper. And it's tough to deal with. Patton is dope, says Samurai Sid. Yeah, I like Patton. Did you watch Oppenheimer? No, but see, that's a movie that I'm excited to see. Am I going to be able to get out of the house to see it? I didn't get out of the house to see Barbie. I didn't go there. I had a copy of it, and I watched it at home with Andrea. We can't get out. Like, we have to get a babysitter for Ava. We can take Ava to see kiddie movies, you know, but it's like, it's hard. It's really hard if we, you know, it's hard to get like help, a babysitter who can work with an autistic child. It's really not easy. We're, you know, we're pinned down a lot of the times, and happily so. We love Ava, but in order to go out and do something simple like see a movie, it takes intense planning. And, you know, we're hoping we have a couple of situations kind of growing here that we're not going to, you know, we don't want to get involved too much, but, well, Hunter's girlfriend is in school for like to teach autistic kids, and we're just like, thank you. Hunter, we like this girl. Thank you, God. Hunter, this is the one, you know. All right, hold on. What Micah said. What did Micah say? At this point, your Barbie opinion is less of a problem than you not shutting up about it. Yeah, but what did you guys say that about Last Jedi? No. Last Jedi, we talked about Solo. We talked about that all, like, year. Yurashima Taru says, you should see Oppenheimer. See, that's the thing. Like, what's the anger about? When a culture war movie comes out, it's going to get discussed. That's what we do. So why are you guys angry about this one? You weren't angry about Star Wars. You're not angry about any of these other Disney movies, I guess, being discussed to death, right? Why this one? Just because it's Barbie and it's girly? It's pink? You don't like that? Yurashima Taru says, okay, you should see it in theaters. I would love to. Really love to. We all hated on those things together. Oh, I got it. So you want to just hate things here. That's what Nerdette is saying, essentially. Nerdette is saying that, like, you know, the channel is for hating things. And I just, look, I mean, it is fun to hate on shit. It really is, but the channel is me, you know, it's about me. It's about the culture war, my place in the culture war, which I think I have one, you know, I'm involved in this stuff pretty heavily to the point where it's in my subconscious. I have dreams about it. I had a dream last night, and it was a very vivid dream, that it was like Andrea came downstairs and she was just like, Warner Brothers is holding a meeting right now, like, or no, DC Comics is holding a meeting right now, like, they've got Mark Brooks involved. Warner Brothers wants to announce that they're severing all ties with you or something like that. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I don't work there. Like, why would they even bother doing that? And it was real. Like, it was this real thing. Like, they're going to embarrass me. Like, why would they do something that cruel? You know, why would they do that, something that mean? Like, that was a dream that I had, and it was stressful. So, like, the culture war and me being canceled is deep in my subconscious to the point where I dream about it at night. I have nightmares about it. You know, so this stuff matters to me, and this is kind of what my channel is about. I do want to talk about it. I want to sort the wheat from the chaff every now and then. Yeah, it was just a dream. It was a nightmare I was having. I was trying to say, it's my subconscious. You know, it's like, so you understand, like, I don't think about it all the time, but when I'm asleep, it's there, and I'm thinking about it, you know, in my subconscious. Be cruel to me, DC. Oh, God. All right, let me see. Ethan needs drugs with Grant Morrison. Yeah, maybe. What is Wolf E saying here? 70-plus people who are probably Comicsgate, you called cringe for liking a take on the Barbie movie that you didn't agree with. Who did I call cringe? I would never call any of you cringe. I don't use the word cringe. Ethan dreams of Barbie Land. He's having flashbacks. I'm having cancel culture flashbacks. Kesa says, do you know what that dream means? It means you're gay. Let me see. Swap Mark Brooks with me and it would be true, says Bob Bug with One Eye is King. Yeah, like, I've got a wound. I've got a big psychic wound about my cancellation. I really do. You know, I don't want to go back to DC, but it still is like a scar that probably, I don't know if it'll ever heal completely, but it's still, yeah, it's still there. Paul Taylor, wow. Oh shit. Come sail away, come sail away. After 2 days, I've had my fill of Barbie commentary, so you'll be getting a steady diet of Styx lyrics. To complete this game, Hail Comicsgate. Over on Cecil's channel, I was talking about how much I hate Styx. Thank you, Paul Taylor. we can, if we want to hate on something, we can talk about, we can talk about Styx. Jamie Max says, did EVS call me cringe? EVS is cringe, bro. Bearwolf 13 says, comics are better than Barbie. Yeah, I agree. What about Barbie comics, though? All right, let me go back to Nerdette. See what she's saying.
Most comics have a target demo of men. Now it's a little bit more even. It might be like 60-40. It might be like 70-30, right? But I
Look at this. It looks like I'm on Nerdette show.
The other day, I got the ridiculous notification from the Fourth Age.
Caution Time says, sometimes your audience annoys you and vice versa, but you're not Zach relentlessly insulting us. Calm down, Nerdette. Where's your inhaler? Yeah.
It said, women ruined, I don't know, science fiction.
No, I enjoy you guys. I don't, if I insult any of you, don't take it personally. I'm just maybe grouchy. I'm a person.
Or something, I think. No, that's an SJW thing to say then, if that's what the logic we're going
by
here.
I think that's actually something that is a truism. I think saying this isn't for you is something that SJW said, and we can counter it and say He-Man isn't for you.
For sure.
Understand? Like Batman isn't for you.
It's not that it's not for you, you're just not the target demo, right? Because everybody enjoys a little different things, right? Everybody's subjectively has different tastes.
Ew, don't say I enjoy you, says Jamie Max. Why?
So there could be a woman that
I enjoy you, Jamie Max. Is it gay to say I enjoy you? I enjoy the audience. Fun.
That loves Batman, hates Barbie. Same is true on the inverse. There could be a man that loves Batman, that loves comics, that loves He-Man and Thundercats and da-da-da, but also enjoys Barbie, right? So
Grouchy, don't worry, Kelsey will get over Anna's engagement soon enough. Yeah, Kelsey's really grumpy lately. He's just like, he's really grouchy. Hope he cheers up. I'm grouchy too, but you know why I'm grouchy? Like, I think I'm grouchy lately because all I'm doing is drawing. I'm drawing a lot. And really, I think I'd rather make YouTube videos sometimes. I feel like I'm communicating. You know what? That's exactly what it is. I just worked it out. When I'm making YouTube videos, I'm communicating and expressing myself. When I'm drawing, my mouth is shut and I'm just sitting there drawing, right? It's like when I'm making YouTube videos, I'm having fun because I'm making jokes, I'm saying what I want to say. But when I'm drawing, seriously, it is, I feel isolated. So that might be a little bit of why I feel a little edgy, and I can't wait to get a live stream going. All right, let me see here. It's true. Bob says, I prefer your mouth shut. Larry says, drawing is communication. It is, Larry, but you know what? You're not going to see it for a while. So it takes a while before you're going to get to see Cyberfrog 3. Brody Leembruggen says, please do more comic breakdowns. I enjoy those. Those are fun, especially when I've got other people on the show. I invited John. By the way, John's grouchy. John's working on his book. Kelsey's grouchy. Kelsey's working on his book. It's much more fun to be in here drinking and complaining about things. Watching videos and EFAPing them. But yeah, we have a good time doing those comic breakdowns. I invited people in here. Nobody came in, so everybody's working. 99% of people don't read comics. Of the 1% that do, greater than 90% of them are men. Dude, I am with you. Yeah, delayed communication. That makes sense. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I want to show you everything that I have. I'd love to just show you what's on my desk. it's so fun to like put a story together and put it out. Finatra says Nerdette was insufferable. Yeah. She's a real, I would like, you know what though? I would like to be able to talk to Nerdette again. Because I hated Nerdette when I was debating her. I was like, fuck this bitch. And she is like obnoxious, but I'd like to take a breath and try it again. And try to talk to Nerdette. Without her defenses being up. Without her doing that SJW thing where she's asking me trap questions. Let's have a conversation. No, enough of the the attempt to be like, so, let's just talk. And this whole like actual fandom style ambush interview that she does, it's really annoying. I wish we could maybe try to have. Is it worth trying? Is it possible? Maybe it's not even possible. Slider Hype says Alan Moore clip in your DMs, added stuff to it. Oh shit. Okay, good. I'd rather watch that than this. Anyway, the point of this is that because you guys are fighting with me, my chat is arguing with me. SJWs are rejoicing. Some of the worst people on YouTube. You've made them very happy. So stop fighting with me. And at least pretend to be on my side. All right, let me see. Cider Hype did a nice Alan Moore video. All right, let me see here. I can't wait. Cider Hype is the best fucking editor. Texas Mofo is great too. All right. Here we go. It already looks cool.
It'll be soon, but not tonight, Eric July. I'm not quite ready. Though my nights are sleepless, I still dream, Eric July. I dream of that ass. 50 years I've been chasing this dream, Eric July. I lost many things in my career. Championships, blood.
What is this? On Comicsgate Kings, we were talking about how Tony Isabella was like, Jack Kirby would beat your ass, Eric July. So I started having old comic pros cut promos against Eric July, and this is me cutting a promo as Alan Moore. Even though Alan Moore has a British accent, I don't sound anything like him here. This is my pretend wrestler Alan Moore voice. So I cut a promo of Alan Moore threatening to kick Eric July's ass. That's what this is, and it was animated, so.
In my way, there's a man, and that man has my gold. My ticket to the Eisner Awards. You may be the best in the independent comics industry today, Eric July. I should know. But you are no Alan Moore. You are no Jack Kirby, and you never will be. You may say, this is no dream. This is a nightmare. Maybe, Eric July. But it's your nightmare, and I'm gonna decide when you wake up.
That was the shit. That sounded great. Oh, thank you so much, Cider Hype. That was wonderful. That was great. Oh my God, that's funny. I think I'm going to add that to my intros. God, that's hilarious. You should debate the dumbest man on earth, organized chaos again. No, it's pointless to debate those guys because they're not. The debate isn't where it ends. What those guys do is they ask you questions in a certain way to clip together a 1-minute TikTok video calling you a bigot. And that's all they do. There's no point in criticizing them. Debating them is giving them what they want. So they've got to go fuck themselves. Emery Calamay says, Nerdette is a male version of Micah Curtis, telling fans what they are allowed to like and think. Yeah. Micah Curtis is, where's Micah Curtis at? I got to get him back here. He's funny. Can you ask Shane, says Valdez DeFrank, to make a magnetic box that also folds into a sandbox for cats? He is already putting comics out, and we don't have a placeholder. Wow. He is already putting comics out, and we don't have a placeholder. Nice. That's a good idea. Eric July. God, that's awesome. All right. I gotta add that to my whole shtick. Alan Moore's house. This is Alan Moore's house. Eric July. Brilliant. Wait, I want to watch it again. Do you guys want to watch it again or no? Because I interrupted it. Should I do it again? I feel like I should do it again. Here we go.
It'll be soon, but not tonight, Eric July. I'm not quite ready. Though my nights are sleepless, I still dream, Eric July. I dream of that ass. 50 years I've been chasing this dream, Eric July. I lost many things in my career. Championships, blood. In my way, there's a man. And that man has my gold. My ticket to the Eisner Awards. You may be the best in the independent comics industry today, Eric July. I should know. But you are no Alan Moore. You are no Jack Kirby, and you never will be. You may say, this is no dream. This is a nightmare. Maybe, Eric July. But it's your nightmare, and I'm gonna decide when you wake up.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Oh, it looks so good. 709 says, Ethan, did you do an accent? Yeah, I think I did like a Southern tough guy accent. You know? I don't know what. It just kind of happened. Eric July. I really like, you know, I'm not good at accents. I was looking at a picture of Alan Moore's face, and I know that Alan Moore sounds like kind of a tweedy British man, but his face made me talk like that, you know. If Eric makes a response, you guys can start your own mini-series. Eric July versus Alan Moore. I hope Eric likes it. He'll probably think that's pretty funny. I got to do one with Jack Kirby, though. Jack Kirby would be better. Because, I mean, everybody talks about Jack Kirby like... These, like, SJWs think Jack Kirby was, like, an ass kicker. And he's, like, not... Like, Jack Kirby was not an ass kicker. All right? He just wasn't. Was that a Deliverance accent? Yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah, maybe that's what it is. Old West whiskey drinker accent. It hurt my throat to do it. I had to stop. I'm glad it was edited because I had a coughing fit in between that. So now it's edited together. It sounds pretty good. He sounds like a farmer with a gay lisp in reality, says Bob. Yeah, but I mean, a farmer to you, because you're British, a farmer to you sounds different than a farmer to us would. Silly. Jack Kirby did enlist for World War II. So did everybody, but it doesn't mean Jack Kirby's going to go up and punch people who disagree with him. That's the whole thing. They got to go, he was a Nazi puncher, so he's going to go up and punch you. Jack Kirby's going to punch you because you're a Nazi. Yeah, I don't know. The laugh at the end sounds painful. I don't know if that was my laugh. I do laugh like that, but was that my laugh, Slider, or did you laugh? That seems more like it was you, because it went on for one quatrain longer than I would have done it. So it did seem like it was something that you added there. Yeah. Make a Hitler yelling at Eric July video? Oh, amazing. Well, I want to thank you guys. I'll probably let you go. I mean, it's like 4 in the morning, you know. I enjoyed the live stream. I hope that you did too. I don't know. I hope you'll consider backing the Cyberfrog comics that I've got up. Would you? Maybe just grab one of the... Hold on a second. That was a Joker laugh from Arkham Asylum. Ran through 2 filters and an echo. Oh. Nice. Oh, thank you, Slater Hype. That was really great. We gotta do a Jack Kirby. Did I do a Jack Kirby? Did I do one on the show? I'll go back and look. EVS said Jack Kirby couldn't draw fingers. Yeah, well, he can't. I mean, they're all flat at the ends. I made a joke that, like, his grandchildren had flat fingers. Is Aiden Paladin going on this channel, or I'm going to go on hers? She said 2:30, which means she's in control of this rigmarole. 2 out of 10 stream, not enough Barbie. Well, we can fix that. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining me tonight. And I will see you tomorrow, 2:30 on Aiden Paladins. Please do be there. Back Cyberfrog. Back Rainbow the Brute. Back the 2023 All Caps Comics merch campaign. Thank you. And I will see you tomorrow.
Welcome to Barbie's World, where you can dream of anything. Take the ride in the coolest car. Beep, beep. And visit the dreamiest house on the block. Set off on a camping adventure. And have a cook-off challenge. Let's spend a day on the boat. Slide race. Time for the fashion show.
Barbie Dream World. right now, we need Donald Trump.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard.